Okay, here's my motto in life.
We're
I'm 40.
live.
No.
She looks
Okay,
so
not
distracted.
you
It would suck if
specifically.
you were
Not
40.
you specifically, but here's my
Can't
motto
imagine.
in life.
Can you imagine being 40? The very
Listen.
idea.
Oh my
Listen.
God, I
I feel so bad for doing that to Scott.
Listen.
He carried that rage to his grave.
This is my motto in life. If she ain't 40 and have 3 kids, I don't want her.
Okay, that's clever motto.
That's
I
not
see
a good
there's
motto. It doesn't rhyme.
there's a lot of applications. No, it's very versatile. Bronze, you're missing the.
Speaking
Definitely a
of which,
motivational poster.
Daniel, is your mother single?
Oh my God, you're the fucking worst.
No. Last I knew, she's not.
No,
Okay,
no.
if that ever
Bronze's
changes,
mother
you have
is
my number.
single, I think.
My parents' marriage have been going on
No,
for
your brother. Oh,
33 years.
Oh, she is. She is.
33 years. Congratulations.
Well, if anything changes, let me know.
Okay.
Hit me up.
My parents are celebrating.
6,
My parents.
5,
Is
4.
that the fucking,
3,
is that the fucking guy
2,
from Hootie and the Blowfish?
Happy
I'm
New
singing
Year!
a Hootie and the Blowfish song.
All right, welcome everybody to Degeneracy. This panel's too busy. Okay, who needs to be the center of attention
We need
right
to
now?
get-
I'll
we need to
grant
get the
that.
talking stick.
Well, not you, because you always have it.
I'm the host.
You're the only host.
There's like
We're like-
4.
Like 8 hosts.
Okay, I'm the person that introduces the show. This is the meta of the damn show.
Just because you have the assets
Hello,
on your
everyone.
computer
Welcome
doesn't
to
mean shit.
Degeneracy Live.
Are we
Alright,
literally
coward.
Welcome to
I
You're
another
the
I can
host.
episode
steal
of
those
Degeneracy
assets
Live.
and be the new host.
All right,
Drake,
Dan.
where's the rhyme?
Make a
Where's
better
the rhyme? I
thumbnail.
thought you were the host.
Episode 70, more like episode 70. That's the rhyme.
There we go.
There we go.
Shit. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
be sitting here at episode
Schminner.
71.
A special
Okay.
happy birthday to Big Daddy Kane.
Oh yeah. Oh, we're doing this just before Ludacris's birthday. I'm afraid we'll have to miss it, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I don't
Happy
think
early
it's episode
birthday,
tomorrow.
Ludacris.
Happy early birthday, Ludacris.
Ludacris,
We miss
I
you.
can't believe
know.
I can't believe he would forget.
just so you know, Ludacris, I will be letting a load out for you. Okay, never mind. Cut
Okay.
that.
Cut that out. I'll cut it out. Don't worry. I'll
Oh,
cut it out of the live
right
stream.
now.
Yeah.
It's been
Fix it in
cut out.
post.
The people that saw it just now didn't hear that.
Show's over.
Just
cheapskate.
pretend. Just pretend you didn't hear it.
Just end the fucking episode now. Just end it all, dude.
Anyways, if you guys recall last show on episode 6-9, we did a special cross promo. We're waiting for the other side of this cross promo, by the way, the Degeneracy Live flavored Coca-Cola. But we did a Coca-Cola a bit where they're
Wait, it
launch.
was episode 69?
Yeah.
That's how
Nice.
old my grandma is. We could have made a joke about that.
Oh.
Oh man, missed
That's what we were
opportunity.
rats.
Is your grandma single?
Grandma
just
is like
dead.
my mom's age.
Oh, okay.
I'm lying, Jamilyn. My grandma's not 69. I was making a joke.
My grandma's not
Yeah.
dead either.
She's
But-
100.
None of
She
my
will
gra-
be.
no, one of my grandmas is dead.
She will be.
R.I.P.
Yeah, my
Grandma.
As
grandma's
far as
gonna die.
you know, not on my watch.
R.I.P.
Most.
Grandma
Well, mine's already
Mary was
gone.
a real one.
I like that.
Not after I'm done with her.
Oh my god, what a visual. I like how they have their own like little debate countdown in the corner like we did for the Coca-Cola. Anyways, the
Yeah.
thing I
Something
was
unheard of
saying,
before that.
Well, how was the Coke, by the way?
I'm literally getting to it. I'm literally getting to it right now.
Which will we?
I think I could tell you before he tries this.
They didn't green screen the Emmy correctly, so it's like kind of semi-transparent. Anyways, so Coca-Cola released a flavor that's like a mashup between Oreo and Coca-Cola Zero Sugar. Two famously heavily sugary things in one slender 12-ounce can.
Two famously great things. So
I mean,
combining them
I-
together.
I mean, I like both of those things.
I made the note that you know, Oreo is Milk's favorite cookie, not soda. So I don't know why
Yeah.
the fuck they just decided to
They
do
put
this
milk in the
crossover.
Coke.
Like,
I'll be right back. I gotta go get it.
Well, milk
Vaguely-
sucks, and
I'm gonna get
Pepsi is
vaguely-
great, and Coke
Yeah,
is okay.
vaguely related. Pilk is based, but vaguely related.
but you can close the bottle.
Relating to milk, I have a milk story for you all. So, since I'm a man of taste, it's also an Oreo
I
story.
know.
Since I'm a man of taste, I like to dunk Oreos in milk as a pastime. So one of these times, I poured myself a glass of milk to dunk Oreos in, and I dunked the Oreo in the milk, and it started sizzling.
Weird bumblefuck Coca-Cola flavor.
That's a good sign.
Wait,
It turns out the milk had been expired for a week.
One time I was eating.
Right now we're
Oreos.
watching war crimes through fucking Gaza right now, by the way, just commenting.
Are these like the
Oh well.
underground?
Oops.
Are
Yeah,
these
see, there's a
Hamas
bottle of
tunnels that
Sprite.
Israel made up?
There's a bottle of Sprite down there. So you know
This
there's
is
some
where
real
Hamas-
criminal
This
activity.
is where Hamas was before they exploded it.
I like
It's
how
all
I'm watching
gone.
it from your screen instead of like the what?
I was scrolling through my old TikToks and I found a TikTok of mine where.
You found a
this was-
TikTok on TikTok?
Well, no, this was before. Like,
you didn't?
Like October 2nd, October 7th, not 2nd.
How could you forget?
I just thought it was funny. I forgot I made this joke, but yeah, before October 7th, I made a TikTok where I like zoomed in on the hole in the. Do you guys have that hole
The
in the back
hole?
of your sink that stops it from flooding?
Do you have a hole in the back of your
Think-
ass that?
Yeah, most things
I think
do.
I have one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I have one of those.
I like
Yeah.
zoom in on the hole and just go, guys, I found the Hamas tunnels, and I went and I found a new comment that just went woke lefty grifter.
And then I
Grifter.
went into the hole.
You're such a successful grifter at 10 followers on Twitter. Anyways,
No, this was on TikTok. I did actually
10
have a lot
years
of
old.
followers on TikTok before I privated, but
700 followers.
this was before that, like, it kind of went to mainstream to care about Palestine.
Cool. Palestine.
So I just think
Palestine.
it's funny that
Palestine.
someone.
Why did you say Palestine?
I don't know. I like to switch it up. Have you not noticed? I just change how I say words randomly. I just like
You
to do
pronounce. You're pronouncing it the same way you would pronounce like Berenstein, like Berenstein Bears.
that.
Oh, that's
Palestine
that's why they
Bears.
call it that.
Palestine Bears.
Yeah,
Anyways, back to something way worse. I have its soda in my hands right now. The Oreo
Right,
Coca-Cola
ooh.
in the bottle. Now, it's weird that it doesn't come in a normal Coke flavor. It is just in zero sugar.
Yeah.
Drake's gonna vomit.
I
To
am.
balance out the
The
Oreo.
thing is that zero sugar.
But
it's
there's
better
no
than
sugar
diet.
in it, so there's no sugar from the Oreo either.
Well, Oreo and regular Coke would just be liquid diabetes, so they had to take out the sugar.
Coke
You're
is
implying
regular.
that
People get diabetes from Coke.
Well, yeah.
But not Coke
So-
Zero because it has no sugar.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Has
fine.
anybody ever
Ah.
seen,
It
I would
smells.
replace my tap water with Coke Zero.
Has anybody ever seen 1,000 Pound Sisters? Or like heard like the meme that like if they ate like a bunch of like
Drink a
calories,
diet
like,
soda.
and they drank diet sodies, that they actually said it like that, then it would negate the
It
calories.
cancels it out.
It cancels it out.
Yeah.
Well, that's science.
That's why they made this.
It
for
has
that.
diet in the name.
I can't believe all these
What-
people are
what?
carrying this.
Wow.
That's Harold.
Harold, no! This is actually.
do it.
I'm gonna cut this off of the screen right now. this is
Don't
just
have that there.
okay. Anyways, Coca-Cola.
Just have you
Cola.
on the screen.
It smells ashy.
ashy. I'll smell it in a little bit.
Any good?
What do we? What's the
Oh
mouthfeel
my
on
God.
this?
Scale of
Ah!
1 to
It's
10.
actually. I'm not even exaggerating. It's so bad. My eyes are watering.
Oh my god.
You try it again just to be
Explain.
sure.
Elaborate.
Oh, how much
my-
would I bet the ashiness comes from like it's like
Careful,
Oreo
you might
dust.
knock it
You know how you
over.
get like dust and Oreo crumbs on your
Put the-
hands?
Put the cap back on it so you don't know.
I'll try. Give it another shot. I'm ready for it.
It'll be good this time.
Alright.
An acquired taste.
It's already just
Coffee.
the sweetness of like the artificial sweetener. Like it tastes like acidic and has a terrible aftertaste, like Splenda.
But when
What's it
but when
taste?
but when
Like
we acted this way about Coke Spiced, you got mad and acted
No,
like
but
it
the
was
thing is that Coke Spice at least has like complementing flavors.
Yeah, it was really good. I liked it.
Yeah, but this
Yeah,
doesn't have
Coke and
complementing
Candle.
flavors.
Yeah.
And
Alright.
also, it's only comes in zero sugar. That's
So
really
does it?
weird.
Does it actually taste like Oreo?
There's like, I get where they're coming from. I get where they're coming from.
Okay.
I see where they're trying to
Alright,
do.
Give me it.
All right,
Let me
come
see
here.
this.
Yeah, maybe Drake's over-exaggerating. Let's see another person try this.
Yeah, a more reasonable individual.
Thankfully, I have something to wash it down with.
My friend texted me
Yeah,
and
yeah,
said they're
get the
watching the
bucket then.
debate. They're watching the debate for an extra credit in history, and I'm trying to convince them to watch our stream of it.
I mean,
That
Oh,
counts.
that smells awful.
Yeah.
What does it smell like besides Oreo and
coffee creamer. Like
Oh, it does.
it
There's
tastes
Coke
like coffee creamer.
What the fuck?
Oh, I wonder if it.
Like non-dairy coffee creamer.
I'm gonna pour myself some Faygo. What do we got?
Jamilyn's used to the taste of Coke Zero, so.
Actually, wait, hold on.
Oh, this
Oh,
isn't
no.
good.
Wait a minute.
I don't hate
What is
this.
Boo! Different
Oh, no.
opinion.
I'm gonna.
We
be
don't
honest.
accept that here.
Drake, I'm gonna be honest. I actually think you're probably gonna like
Coke
this.
Spice, and you guys hated it. I don't know why, but this isn't that.
So
I
is
see
it
why you hate this though.
is it because it tastes like Coke Zero?
No, it's. I think it's because it tastes like
Oreo.
No,
It-
yeah, it
it's
tastes more
so-
like Oreo than Coke.
It's so sweet. All right, so I'm gonna make my own Oreo Coca-Cola. I have Oreos and Coca-Cola, so we're gonna do this right.
Yeah, could you do it better,
You
Jay?
got it. Why didn't you infuse it before the episode?
Oreo, Oreo.
Do we have like an ice grinder or something?
Mm-mm.
Oh.
We have
We have a cheese grater.
no. Wait. We have a.
No, that's okay.
We have a
Just
blender.
put the Oreos into Coke.
the blender with me out there.
We can. Just grab the blender. Plug it in.
All right.
You dunk
Okay,
the
so-
Oreos in the Coke.
I was
Don't
pouring
put
myself.
Oreos
Like
in
I don't hate this. This isn't that bad.
Actually, where is
Dun,
this?
Oh,
dun,
no.
dun.
Can you guys fucking hear me or like?
Yeah, we can.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you guys are just talking.
Put my lemonade away. Check this.
I have Faygo, like 2 liters of Faygo at my house, and I was like pouring myself a glass of it, and then I remembered I'm
You got
the only
Faygo!
one-
You got Faygo!
Yeah,
We do have bingo. Sorry, Siri, go ahead.
Is this new to you, Daniel? I'm like addicted to Faygo. Like I exclusively drink it.
I didn't know you drink Faygo. I like
know where the
Faygo.
blender is.
Oh yeah, no, I like it. I like get like 24 cases of Faygo.
Faygo is good.
Actually, I do need it. Hey mom, hey dad, do you think we go to Bargains and get a case of Faygo? We're running low.
How are you doing, chat?
I need like
Let's poll the audience. How do you
Poll the
feel?
audience.
I've been saying this for a while now. Faygo
What is this
talks
cable length?
Well, normally you put it
Faygo
on
talks
a,
into like the Green Goblin mask, dude. The closer I am in the vicinity to Faygo, the more homicidal thoughts I have.
a extension cord.
I think that's Faygo's fault, really.
No, it's violent video games and Marilyn Manson's fault.
Those things could be true at once.
Just grab that one. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't hate this.
Yeah. Always use extension cords on appliances, guys. That way it bypasses the GFCI fucking surge protector.
Actually, the
5G.
aftertaste is better than the initial taste.
That is how it can be with some drinks. That is
Wow.
how it is with like coffee for me.
Yeah, like the initial taste is bitter or whatever, but then the aftertaste is kind of like
I have a feeling I'm actually going to
Dish.
like this. Like next.
like it more than you think. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna like it more than Drake, dude. Because I'm one for weird drinks. I really like.
I'm man enough to vomit on stream.
All right, well, I'm making Coke the way they should have.
I will say this. I don't love it. I definitely don't love it. But it's like a 6 out of 10. With like regular Coke being
I
like
can't-
a 9
I
out
can't
of 10.
accept
Maybe it's a 6. It's like a 5 out of 10 actually.
I probably told the story to you guys.
It's
I don't
like
think I've
a
ever told on
3 out
stream.
of 10.
And this
Okay,
is
you
like
think
proof.
it's a 3? Okay.
This is like proof that I like really weird drinks. I once drank 3 cans of cotton candy Faygo in a day.
Oh, I
Cotton
love the
candy is a
cotton
good
candy
flavor
Faygo.
though.
I can't drink that much anymore. It's too sweet. I have a 24 ounce that has. It's probably got thrown out by now, actually.
Do you like cotton candy ice cream?
Yes, I like cotton candy ice cream, but cotton
I
candy
love
Faygo.
cotton candy ice cream.
By the way,
Yeah, I'm a
welcome everyone
fiend.
that tuned in to watch the debate.
Well, we're having the real debate here.
Yeah,
Like,
the real
what?
debate.
Also, do you want to have a video card?
We've got some downtime.
My grandma used to put up with some nonsense where I'd like make my own drink. It'd be like Faygo cream soda, and I'd put like cinnamon in it and like nutmeg and a bunch of other things.
Ugh.
Yeah, I know. I was a weird child.
No,
Cream soda,
cream
at least
soda.
have, like, Stewart's
soda
or
is based.
something.
No,
Yeah,
Faygo cream
cream
soda's
soda's
good.
good.
Cream soda generally is based.
I think I'm gonna sit in my backyard, but if the burrito I'm eating doesn't cool off, I'm gonna go sit in my house.
All right, I'm gonna let it emulsify a little bit. That looks. It smells good.
I'm not sure I believe you.
When have I ever misled you, SRV?
Got me there. I want some.
Man.
Oh, this is wrong. This is upside down.
Josh Shapiro. Boy, that name sure
Alright.
sounds tragic.
I like how you just have this set up on your computer desk.
Jeffrey Epstein.
Could you do that the whole stream?
We'll just have this on in the background the whole time.
This is better than the debate.
Yeah.
That's what I'll be hearing during the whole debate.
Yeah, I'm gonna blend it for 2 hours.
This is fucking terrible.
All
This
right,
is the content you all wanted.
here we go.
Come to this bullshit for the debate.
But when I
It's
hit
whining.
on people's mothers, I
It
get
is
yelled at.
whining. Is this?
Ugh, I don't like how that sounded.
Yeah,
That
I heard
sounded-
that. What the fuck?
It sounded
Sounded
grody.
muddy.
But how does it taste?
Does it smell like Oreo?
You think so?
Don't yell at her. She just wanted to know.
Well, maybe it just got overpowered by the Coke.
Maybe it smells like the blender. We don't know.
Drake, watch out.
It smells like ice.
Maybe it smells like shrapnel.
You didn't put
Drake,
ice in it.
Drake, watch out. If you're too mean to
Warm
Jamilyn,
Oreo
Drake,
Coke.
Daniel will steal your wife.
I can't believe
Daniel will steal your wife, and he won't even realize that he did.
Yeah, you really got hyped up at how bad this was going to be, but then it's just soda.
I do have a rebound.
The fuck does that mean?
I do have an S. I can go back.
Oh.
Oh, you meant like a rebound soda.
Okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
What,
Daniel's
what,
right
what
here.
precipitated this conversation?
Because you yelled at her.
Okay,
They were like, don't yell at her.
here's a good shot of it.
Oh god.
Yeah, I said.
This
I
looks
said
like
don't yell.
Moldy diarrhea water, like you know when you don't do the when you do the dishes or you don't do the dishes for a while.
You know when you
So, like-
That is not what our dishes look like.
When you
we
shit
don't
on
do
the
them for a
dishes.
while.
When,
We
like,
just get those little gnats.
No, when the drain is like overflowed and like all the gunk of the dishes is kind of like.
And all the
That
shit.
is not what it looks like. But okay.
You know when you
Drake.
shit.
It smells like Fruit Loops.
Drake, why do you shit in your dishes?
Alright.
Why did
Trying
I?
to clean them.
No one even asked me to do this.
Yeah, no, this is just a
You
thing
just do
that happens.
things.
We can't stop
you.
you.
Did the burger thing.
That was funny though, and also I did tell him to do that.
This is.
Oh, we all told them to do it.
This is about 500 million times better.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
I can't
finish
tell if
it,
my-
but
Well, yeah, it's probably chunky and.
it's not carbonated anymore.
The chunks are good for you.
Yeah, it's probably just sweet and
What's the cream?
totally creamy.
Slimy yet satisfying.
love-
You know what? That's probably why this isn't that bad. Is because it's kind of creamy, like an Oreo.
Chat can't see it, but we have the commercials playing before the debate going on in the background. And my favorite is just played. It's the one where a guy loads up a full freight truck, but the only thing he has in the back is a single toilet just strapped to it. It's like an ad for some medication or some shit, but like
The only thing that would make that better is if someone was strapped on it.
Yeah. I've seen that ad before. I was watching television with my grandfather. We were watching Young Sheldon. It's a good show. Don't at me.
Okay.
It is a good show.
Don't at me because my account's private and it'll annoy me. And that ad came on, and my grandpa just went, "What a fucking dumbass! That you could fit like at least 50 toilets on that." Missing the point of the ad completely. I was kind of looking at
500 toilets.
Why are you laughing? I'm being serious.
500 toilets.
500 toilets. What are you doing? I was curious.
Yeah, that's also the ad with, I don't know if Chad caught this, but the ad with the guy from Hootie and the Blowfish on it.
I proved
it's the same ad.
Oh, I was saying this at the start of the stream before Drake threw a tantrum. I'm doing a Hootie and the Blowfish song for my school, for choir. I don't know why we're doing a Hootie and the Blowfish song.
Is it one off the Bad album?
I like that they have a fucking live view of what, yep, Philadelphia. It still looks like this. It's still there.
What if they cut back?
Only
want to
be with you.
There?
It's only want to be with you.
They swapped the footage from out of Gaza.
You and me, we come from different worlds.
I do have some Oreos I'm gonna eat normally though.
You can call me your I'm gonna be with you.
Yeah, they cut back and it's just
Pluto
like a
TV
candid shot outside someone's window.
So I was curious because
Pluto TV really wants us to watch fucking Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Here's the thing. I looked it up because I was wondering how old the actor was. Because they never ever put a teenager playing a teenager, and he was 24 when he played it. And, he looks 24. I'm just so tired of the 80s movie trope where they all look like they're in their mid-20s and they're playing teenagers. It's
that's sort of like Tobey Maguire too in Spider-Man.
I was watching Big Time Rush a while back. I'm not even gonna lie, it was so weird because
I was watching Big Time Rush 11 years ago. Go ahead.
Because the thing is, right, it turns out, I didn't even realize it until later down the line.
Ah,
Christy!
Shut the fuck
Oh
up!
my god, he's here!
He says he doesn't prepare.
No way, he's here.
Finally!
Christy.
He's back!
He's announcing he's coming back to the race.
He's gonna win.
At this point, he's in the worst hour.
Man, I can't believe he's Rob Cantor.
I can't believe he's here.
You just have to sit there.
Can't believe it's not butter.
And wait for the time to come, and they make you get
to
there
what?
early.
Sorry, Daniel.
So
the time to what?
He's not really being spoken to. A little small talk here and there, but nobody.
He knows him so well.
Give him any kind of clues.
You're so right.
I want to have lots of small talk with you, Christy.
Yeah, let me ask you the question I tried to ask.
Exactly.
But you
maybe you'll give me a fucking answer.
You know what I mean by that.
Christy will say what he wants when he wants.
I think at the beginning of the debate, the Trump who will show up will be the calmer Donald Trump. He knows inherently after the 2020 first debate against Joe Biden.
See, we all have
more shots of these empty lecterns. Give me another panning.
Will he be able to continue?
Give me another random pan of these two podiums, please.
What if they pan and there's a third podium and Christy announces that's
any
his?
comments that Vice President Harris makes in his direction, and that'll be the key to
There's a third
tonight.
Is he in Luigi's mansion right now?
You helped prepare him for those 20.
He's working overtime here, Bronze. This is the most he's worked in 3 months.
He told you that
House
he had
MD.
respect for Hillary Clinton.
There's a third lectern for Dr.
As you were preparing. What about
This guy on the left is from Syracuse.
This vexes me.
Well, certainly he's not saying that publicly in any way. And I can tell you that in 2016, he would regularly say during the many debate prep sessions that we had with
the
him,
N-word.
That Hillary Clinton was smart, that she was a good
I heard him, I filmed
that
it.
she was not to be taken lightly. And I don't think there was ever a moment in 2016 where he took her lightly. I do think he took Joe Biden lightly in 2020. And clearly,
I mean, he didn't take it well after the fact. He launched a coup on the country.
He clearly underestimated him.
Yeah, something happened
in that first debate, and I think his performance in part reflected that. So the question's going to be, is what he's saying publicly what he really believes? We know.
Yes.
Has he
that
been
all
the
from
most
Donald
recognizable
Trump, that's
figure shown in
performance.
this entire thing?
But I will tell
I
you
didn't
that in
recognize
his
a single
2016
motherfucker
prep,
that came
he was
beforehand.
serious about getting ready for
I think
Hillary
Josh
Clinton.
Shapiro was
In
on
his 2020 debate
a little
prep,
bit ago.
he was
I don't
completely
even
unserious
know
about
who
getting
he
ready
is.
for
I just know
Joe
his name.
Biden.
All right.
Performances in both
While
those
Christie
debates
talks, I'm gonna look at
affected
538.
that approach.
Right now, the current standing is
All right,
Harris is
Miss
up
Christie, you'll be watching
2.7
with
points.
us. Martha?
And we have about
No, I mean, it's about
left
the same.
for the debate, so let's
No,
bring
it's about
in
the
Donna
same.
Brazil, formerly
That's, like,
the
pretty
DNC,
good.
You know what they-
Prevost.
That's, like, the same
You
it's
know what
been.
they say?
He needs to blow this out.
Is that
And,
Teller
Donna,
from
let's
Penn
start
and
with
Teller?
you.
Yes.
All right, anyway,
There he is.
Kamala Harris has
I don't know.
He's
Yeah,
got
Ken.
like 2 minutes.
All right, go ahead.
What were you gonna say, Daniel?
What was the stupid thing you were saying?
Okay.
Shut up! Leave him alone. He's nice. He's a good boy.
You are nice, and I'm sorry, Daniel. I only said that. I only said that for a joke.
Big time left.
You know what they say? Vegas was built on a 2% edge.
All toasters
Oh,
toast.
About that trope about actors trying to play as teenagers, but they're like in their mid-20s. I was watching Big Time Rush, and I always thought these characters were supposed to be in their 20s, but
I thought
turns
that
out
too
no.
when I was a child. Yeah.
In season 1, it turns out they're supposed to be like around 16 to 17.
They're supposed to be in high school.
Yeah.
I could play
Yeah.
like a teenager, but like
All of those
No,
like
you couldn't.
Nick
No, you
children's
couldn't.
I could
sitcoms
play like
had that
a
issue.
22-year-old.
Yes.
You could play a 31-year-old.
Fuck off. Kill yourself.
Siri.
Honestly, you actually look like
You-
you could work for like a late teenage, like 19.
Holly thought I was like younger than him when I met him.
I will be like I was just talking with you. You do look like you're 20.
Yeah, but like I
I
could
have a
pass for
coworker-
20.
The two people like fun fact, the two people I like that are 31 both look like they're in their 20s. Will Wood does not look like he's 31.
Well, yeah, Will Wood and I both stopped aging when we hit Binghamton.
You and Will Wood have a lot of things.
That's the
in common,
Garden
I
of
think.
Youth.
You could
Yeah, you
you
go to
could
Binghamton
see-
and stop aging.
Jamilyn,
You
if you want to get back at
you and Will
Wood, I
Wood
could-
are in a lot of similar situations.
Jamilyn,
can't-
if
we
you
can't
want to get
get-
back at Will,
We
dude,
can't.
can you just let me talk, Polly? Like I'm saying something and you just start speaking over me.
Well, we can't get on a tangent because the debate's about to start.
Okay, it is a.
Second.
Nuh-uh.
If you want to get back at Will Wood for seeing you naked, there's a music video for one of his songs where he's booty butt ass naked in the entire thing. So if you want to get back at him, you can.
Did he upload that like on YouTube?
You send it
Yes.
to him and go, "This you."
Yeah, you can make a painting of him.
But it's the music video for Mr. Capgras. The only thing covering his dick and balls is a fan.
Why the fuck would he make
A
video
fan?
like
Is it an
that?
underage fan or is it a normal fan?
It's a hand fan.
A hand
Also
job?
Daniel because he was on drugs. It's that entire album's just about how much he did drugs, and I think he was still doing drugs well into the tapeworms era.
Okay, I didn't even know he actually did do
The
drugs.
tapeworms
Okay.
era.
Fake fan.
Yeah,
Brainworms era.
I had a tapeworms era. It wasn't nearly as creatively fulfilling.
Are the ones.
Yeah,
The only
I feel
songs
you.
The only songs we've shown Daniel are the ones not about drugs. Like we showed him like Skeleton Appreciation Day in Front Street, which Front
We
Street's
showed
about.
we showed him 2 out of 3 good songs.
We showed him the 2 songs about Vestal, New York, ironically.
Play. Hey, just before the debate, could you play euthanasia real quick?
It's 1 minute
Christ,
until the
no, not
debate.
that one.
Drake, I have a request. Can you make polls in the YouTube chat?
I can.
Drake, can you make
I want you
poop-
to make a prediction poll. Who will win? The 3 options are Kamala Harris, Donald Trump, and Chris Christie.
Okay.
It's kind of arbitrary. We know who's gonna win.
I mean, we gotta.
We would like to
I
see
mean,
who's
yes,
gonna be
but
wrong.
we are an election. You know, we're not like Donald Trump saying that. You know, this will be the last election. We will have an
Yes.
election.
If Chris Christie loses, that is a possibility that can happen. It will be election interference, but realistically, it could happen.
You should probably switch over to streaming. Well, it's 2 more minutes.
Yeah, I'm just setting this thing up. All right, guys.
Okay.
What is that feathering that you did for this?
It's none of your damn business, is what it is.
I'm gonna start making the thumbnail.
It's just the auto thing that I used to cut out the person.
I'm gonna start making
The thumbnail looks like shit. You should get a job.
All right. Well, the poll's been started.
All right.
Call in now. 591 rock. 591 roll. And we've got a minute to go, guys.
I don't know if I should troll this or
We got 1 minute. Get your votes in now.
do I troll this?
I think Christie's gonna win the debate. I genuinely do. I think he's gonna pop out last second and the final 5 minutes and be like, Donald Trump, and then he eats him.
It's gonna be like Abraham Lincoln in the epic rap battles of history.
Flies down with an
Oh
eagle.
yes, I love the Abe Lincoln segment.
Why did-
It's like it kind of balances itself out.
Yeah.
Why did epic rap battles
Except
of
for the
history
second
decide
one,
that-
where it didn't do that at all.
Why did they decide that they needed to like state that like Hillary Clinton good? Or, like, why did they do that?
Because Hillary Clinton was good. Well, better.
Yeah. Because it was just
She would
culturally
have been
accepted
better
that she
than
was
Trump,
going to
but
win.
she would have been better than Trump, but she wasn't a good candidate, and that's evidenced by the fact that her husband sucked another got his dick sucked by another. I almost said sucked another man's dick.
Wow.
That was the real
The huntsman
disqualifier.
did so many things.
All right,
okay.
guys.
What's
Bruno
happening?
Mars is gay.
Between Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump. Their
Full
first
mo.
face-to-face
Kamala
meeting in
Harris.
this presidential
There they
election.
are. They look
Their
different
first
than I write.
face-to-face meeting ever.
Yeah, what happened to Trump?
The first face-to-face meeting ever. They've never seen each other before.
Wait, really?
Donald Trump now up
This
against
is the first time they've been in the same
Can you
room.
imagine if Kamala also biffs this? She also just has like a terrible poll.
She also
Terrible
drops
Here
it.
in Pennsylvania.
She says, "We
all still
finally
very
beat
much in
Medicare."
play. The ABC News presidential debate starts right now.
Anything can happen
now.
tonight.
Is an ABC News special.
Doesn't she
the
look
most
like a
consequential
face-app
moment of this
gender swap to
campaign,
Vivek
Kamala
Ramaswamy?
Harris.
Are you racist?
Donald Trump.
Donald
I'm
Trump.
not racist.
Face to face.
Text Montana.
The ABC News presidential debate. Here now. David
Damn, how much
Muir
did that sign
and
cost?
Lindsay Davis.
It cost him $88,000 to me.
Good evening, I'm David Muir, and thank you for
Hey, you
joining
think
us.
they're gonna get like
$8
WWE entrances as they walk on?
Can we have the bingo card pulled up?
Yeah.
Bingo cowards.
Yeah, we should let the audience know.
Wait, hold on.
From taking the stage in this
we have a bingo
unprecedented
card?
race for president.
Yeah, we
We have a bingo
We
card.
were about doing bingo cards and he didn't want them.
Well, this is like a
Wow.
satirical one.
Yeah, like
What-
everyone
what do
else,
you
we
mean
do
by
have our
that?
own. We do have our own bingo
They're
cards.
all satirical.
But this was,
No, this is very serious.
They look cool.
Yeah, I think we can genuinely get a bingo.
guys, we got
Maybe.
all right.
And that brings us to the rules
An
of tonight's
entirely
debate.
new
90
dynamic.
minutes with 2 commercial breaks. No topics or questions have been
No
shared with the
bullshit.
campaigns.
No
The
topics.
candidates will have 2 minutes to
No
answer
topics.
questions, and this is the clock. That's
So
what
there
you'll
they
be
are.
seeing. 2 minutes for
Oh, that's
rebuttals
what that
and
is.
1
That's
minute
why
for
they call it
follow-ups,
that.
clarifications,
It's on the
or
flag of
responses.
Nigeria,
Their microphones
just
will
for
only be
good
turned
measure.
on when it's their turn to speak.
countdown to
no pre-written
Coke.
notes allowed. There is no audience here tonight in this hall at the National Constitution Center.
Yeah,
This is
that
an
it makes sense.
interview
Why
for
the hell did
candidates.
they figured it out, guys?
Did they say that their mics are gonna be turned off?
Yeah.
I thought that was the opposite of what they were doing.
So let's now welcome the candidates to the stage. Vice President Kamala Harris and President Donald Trump.
Do you think Kamala's gonna try shaking his hand and Trump's gonna
Make
be like,
out, make out, make out.
Oh,
no? Oh my
You
god,
gonna do
the
a face
walkout.
off? Oh my god.
whoa.
Oh wow, she actually went to
Wow.
Welcome to you both.
Oh my god, the
didn't even want
walkout
to.
was terrible.
At least they figured out how the hell
I want to begin tonight
to get this shit right with, you know, no audience.
And that is the economy and the cost of living.
Really should have like YouTube
Vice
gamer
President
music in
Harris,
the
you and President
background.
Trump were elected 4 years ago. And
They
your
should have had the
opinions
my
glass
attention
shatter
span.
when they walked out.
often asks
Yeah.
his
President
supporters,
Trump
are you
were
better
elected
off
4
than you were 4 years ago?
President Dump.
When it comes to the economy, do you believe Americans are better off than they were 4 years ago?
I misspoke.
So I was raised as a middle class kid.
Uh,
And I am
that
Okay,
actually the
that's
only
good.
All
person
right.
on this stage
Excellent.
Who has a plan that is about lifting
Did you work
up
at
the middle
McDonald's?
class
I
and
think she
working
might have
people
worked at
of America.
McDonald's.
I
Perhaps.
Yeah,
believe,
obviously.
How
Not
much do you want to
officially.
bet?
the aspirations,
How
the
much do you
dreams
want to
of the
bet?
American
A
people.
million
And that
percent
is why
that Donald
I
Trump's
imagine
response
and
is just
have
gonna be
actually a plan
living.
to build what I call an
It's not
opportunity
gonna be.
economy.
It's gonna be
'Cause here's the
something
thing.
more
We
nuanced.
know that we have
Yeah, it's going to be you are.
of homes and
He
houses,
is gonna make a
and
bunch of
cost
weird
housing is
faces
too
though to
expensive
her.
for far too many people. We know that
It's gonna be
young
more
families
nuanced than
need
that. He's gonna
support
say black
to
women.
raise their children, and I intend on
His face is
extending
kind
a
of
tax
subdued
cut
right now.
for those families
Oh,
of
yeah, he's starting
$6,000,
to
plotting.
which is the largest
He's
economic
scheming.
aid
He knows-
that we have given
Oh.
in a long time, so that those young
Yep,
families can
it's
afford
starting.
to buy a crib,
We made it 30
buy a car
seconds.
seat, buy clothes for their
I think he's
children.
just thinking.
My passion. One of them.
He's not.
is
You
small
can
business.
kind of tell
I
he's
was
clearly
actually-
like
my
not
mother
listening.
raised my sister and
He
me,
looks like he's
but
reading
there was a
something.
woman who helped raise us.
Is
We
someone
called
like
her
give
our
him like
second
cue
mother.
cards
She's
in the
a
Look like
audience?
he's
business owner.
thinking
I love our
intently
small
about what
businesses.
food he's gonna get after
My
this.
plan is to give a $50,000 tax deduction to startup small
Boring.
businesses, knowing they are part of the
I think
backbone
Trump
of
scored
America's
too.
economy.
No, but that's
My
an
opponent,
actual
on the other
policy
hand,
position.
His plan
Yeah,
is
that
to do
is a
what he has
plan
done
that you can
before,
put into motion.
which is to provide a tax cut for
Will Trump do any of
billionaires
that?
and big corporations, which will result
tax
in
cut?
$5
Oh, no.
trillion to America's deficit. My
Damn.
opponent has a plan that I call the Trump's sales tax.
I'm gonna be the
20% tax
whatever the
on
hell it is.
everyday goods that you rely on to get
Yeah,
through the month.
he's trying to put tariffs
Economists
in.
have said that Trump sales tax.
Wow,
will
we
actually
like that's like the whole
result
reason
for
why we have this
middle-class
damn
families
country.
in about
Well,
$4,000
no, I mean the
more
thing
a
is, it's
year.
like putting
No,
tariffs
no,
on
I'm
his-
saying like
his
when the
policies
British
and his
made
ideas
a tax on like everything,
Oh,
the
yeah.
stamp tax.
Backs of middle-class people
Yes.
paying for
And you
tax
keep
cuts
saying
for
with the
billionaires.
tariffs,
And
this
then
will
he
not
said no
affect
fuck
you.
I'll give you 2 minutes.
First of all, I have no sales tax. That's an incorrect statement. She knows
First
that.
of all,
Oh.
nuh-uh.
We're
First
doing
of all-
taxes in other
She
countries.
can-
Other countries are going to finally, after 75 years,
I hope she
pay us
gets to
back
respond
for
to that.
all that we've done for the world. And the tariff
She
will
pulled
be
out a
substantial
laptop
in
showing
some
Dave-
cases. I took in billions and
Oh.
billions of dollars. as
I
you
thought
know,
she just
from
flipped him
China.
off there
In
like
fact, they
that.
never took the tariff off.
That would have been a
because there
bold
was so much money
strategy.
They can't. It would totally destroy everything that they've set out to do. They're taking
She is
in billions
blinking
of
too
dollars
much.
From China and other
Well,
places,
she-
they've left the
like, she
tariffs
wants
on.
to say something.
When I had it, I had tariffs, and yet I had no inflation.
That's not true.
We've had a
No inflation.
terrible economy
He got rid of
because
it.
inflation
Especially
has-
not in
which is really
2020.
known as a country buster. It
never.
breaks up countries.
Whoa.
We have inflation like very few people have ever seen before. Probably the worst in our
Drake
I
dead?
think
nation's
Trump heard the
history.
news.
We were at 21%, but that's
Is
being
Drake
generous
okay,
because many
Jamilyn?
things
I'm
are
okay.
50, 60, 70, and 80%
What is
higher
Jamilyn looking at?
than they were just a few years ago. This has been a disaster for people, for the middle class, but for every class.
This
On
is a
top
loud
of that,
bang.
we have
Sorry.
You can
millions
really
There was a
tell
drive-by
Very
at
right.
Jamilyn's house.
prisons
You can really
and
tell the
jails
difference
from mental
between the way Trump
institutions
listens and the way
insane
Kamala
asylums,
listens.
and they're coming in and they're
That's
taking
true.
jobs
Because
that are occupied
he's
by
thinking of what to say.
Hispanics, and
Hannibal Lecter.
unions are going to be affected very soon. And you see what's happening. You see what's happening.
What's up with it?
towns throughout the United States. You look at Springfield, Ohio. You look at Aurora
Springfield,
in Colorado.
The Simpsons.
They are taking
I
over
was on
Homer
The Simpsons,
Simpson.
actually.
They're going in
Homer
violently.
Simpson.
These are the
They
people
The ice
predicted I would
bucket
be
challenge,
president.
Homer Simpson.
led into our country.
He doesn't know
and
what
they're
the
destroying
difference in
our country.
asylum means.
They're dangerous. They're at the highest level of criminality, and we have to get them out.
What?
All right. I hope. Will she call him on it though?
That's a knowing smoke right there.
Okay.
I'll do it again and even better.
We are going to get
So
to
the question
immigration
was
and border
economy.
security during this debate.
Yeah, like he has to pivot
Hey,
everything
just
to
went
fucking.
completely off the rails, yeah.
Well, I would love to. Let's talk about what Donald Trump left us. Donald Trump left us the worst unemployment since the Great Depression. Donald Trump
Wait,
left
Great
us
Depression
the
mentioned.
worst
That's one on the
public
bingo.
Yo,
Hey!
in a century.
there we go.
Donald
We're
Trump
close.
left us the worst attack on our
Drake, did you even show the bingo?
Yeah,
since
it's up
the
there.
Civil War.
All right.
And what we have
Put a
done
chip on
is
there.
clean up Donald Trump's
Okay.
mess. What we have done and what
Let
I
me just
intend to do is build
pull it up.
on what we know are the aspirations and the hopes of the American people. But I'm going to tell you all in this debate tonight, you're going to hear from the same old tired playbook, a bunch of lies, grievances, and name calling. What you're going to hear
Mein
They're all
Kampf.
gonna be from
is
me.
a
I'm
detailed
turning.
and dangerous plan called Project 2025 that the former president
Ooh.
intends on implementing if
Well.
he were elected again.
There she goes.
I
Boom.
believe very strongly.
Yeah,
that the
she's
American
hitting her
people
bullet
want
points
a
very nicely.
President who understands
Yeah.
the importance of bringing
Then Trump
us together,
responds,
knowing we
"You
have
are
so
gay."
much more in common
Is
than
1
what
minute
separates
enough
us,
time? I don't
and
think
pledge
so,
to you to be a
Valentine. Thank you
president
for
all
joining the show.
Americans.
President Trump will give you a minute here to respond.
Number one, I have nothing to do, as you
She
know,
didn't
and
mention-
she knows better than anyone, I have nothing to do with Project 2025. That's out there. I haven't read it. I don't want to read it purposely. I'm
Yes,
not
you
going to read it.
have.
This was a group of people
Yes,
that
you
got
have,
together,
and
they
yes,
came up
you
with
are
some
most likely
ideas.
He doesn't
Wait,
like
didn't
it,
he-
but
Some bad.
he doesn't like it, but it's very
I have
stupid.
nothing to do.
But he doesn't know what
he
it
made a
is.
statement saying
Everybody
he
knows what I'm going to
disagreed
do.
with
Cut
it.
taxes very substantially and create a great economy like I did before. We had the greatest
policy is to
economy. We
make
got hit with a
economy good.
pandemic.
We
And the
still have the
pandemic
greatest
was
economy
not
in the
since
world.
1917, where 100 million people died. Has there been anything like it? We did a phenomenal phenomenal job with the pandemic. We handed them over.
Sorry?
country where the economy and where the stock market was higher than it was before the pandemic came in.
I don't think so.
Nobody's ever seen anything like it.
I don't think
we
so.
Made ventilators for the
You're
entire
just
world. We
saying
got
things.
gowns, we got masks.
We got gowns out, guys.
Possible. And people give me credit for rebuilding the military. They give me credit for a lot of things, but not enough credit for the great job we did with the pandemic. But the only jobs they got were bounce back jobs. These were jobs bounce back, and it bounced back, and it went to their benefit. But I was the one that created it.
Trickled down.
If they threw it down, they threw it back.
So, Donald Trump has no plan for you. And when you look at his economic plan, it's all about tax breaks for the richest people. I am offering what I describe as an opportunity economy.
My
and
opponent
the
is a liar.
best
He cannot be
economists in our
trusted.
country, if not the world, have reviewed our
South Park's
relative
very funny
plans
and
for the
insightful.
future of America.
I believe we got this.
I mean,
Trump's plan would
I don't know.
include
Does she have any? She doesn't have any moxie with it though.
What the Wharton School has said is Donald
We're
Trump's
contrasting
plan
this with
Does
Biden,
she
though.
need it
actually
really?
explode the
I think so.
deficit. 16 Nobel laureates have
Where is
described
the
his economic plan as
I mean,
something
she's.
that
The
I
Great
think she's
Depression.
winning right now.
There it
by
is.
the
She's going
middle
off
of
right now,
next
yeah.
year
It should
would
be on
invite
there.
a
There it
recession.
is.
For
You
like
just have to
the people
look
who are
at
like
where we
more
are and
moderate,
where we
she's
stand on the
definitely
issues.
winning.
And I'd invite you to know that Donald Trump actually has no plan for you because he is more interested
Well,
in
a minute ago
protecting
you just said the
himself
plan was
than he is in looking
2025.
out for you.
Yeah, it's not a plan
To
for
the
you though.
Wharton
It's
School of
2025.
Finance,
Turn
and
his fucking
many of
mic
those
on.
professors, the top professors think my plan is a brilliant plan. It's a great plan. It's a plan that's
The ones that I'm listening to, the ones that the tens of thousands of ones that say that they're terrible.
Create jobs and create a lot
No,
of
they will.
good,
They will.
solid money for our
But, like,
country.
what is
Solid money? That's the
She
best kind.
doesn't have a plan.
You're just saying
She
that the plan
copied
is good. You haven't
Biden's
said the plan yet.
and it's
Well, that's
I
the
wouldn't want
plan.
to lecture
Right,
on
so
it.
I'm going inside.
like run, spot, run. 4 sentences.
He doesn't want
that
them to
just,
keep it.
Oh, we'll try and lower taxes.
Run,
Why she
spot,
doesn't have
run.
a
That's
plan?
not
Take a
4
look at her.
sentences.
She doesn't have a plan.
I thought he said run,
Mr.
Spock,
President, I do
run.
wanna
I
drill
thought he was
down on
making a
something
Star
you both
Trek
brought
reference.
up. The Vice President brought up your tariffs. You responded, and let's drill down on this because your plan is what she calls is essentially a national sales tax. Your proposal calls for tariffs, as you pointed out here, on foreign imports across the board. You recently said that you might double your plan, imposing tariffs up to 20% on goods coming into this country. As you know, many economists say that with tariffs at that level, costs are then passed on to the consumer. Vice President Harris has argued it'll mean
Oh, he
higher
didn't hear
prices
those
on gas,
economists.
food, clothing, medication.
He didn't hear that, but you know,
Leading
many
costs
people
to
are
typical
saying
family
this.
Nearly $4,000 a year. Do you believe Americans can afford higher prices because of tariffs?
They're not going to have higher prices. What's going to have
Because of raising the
No.
price.
China.
Because
I
I said so.
Countries that have been ripping us off for years.
Uh-uh.
I was the only president ever. China was paying us hundreds.
Charged
the
with
only
34
president.
He
felonies.
was the
So
only
were other
president ever.
countries. And you know, if she doesn't
Charged
like
with
them,
34
they
felonies.
should have gone out and they should have immediately cut the tariffs. But those tariffs are there 3.5 years now.
I wasn't
under
president.
their administration. We are going to take in
You were.
billions of dollars, hundreds of billions of dollars.
I bet.
I had no
Billions.
Waiting
inflation,
for it.
virtually no
Billions.
inflation. They had the
I just didn't
highest
get the chance to
inflation
last
in
time.
the history of our country
I was
because
busy.
I've never seen a worse period of time. People can't go out and buy cereal or bacon or eggs
They can't.
or anything else.
Bacon?
The people of our country are
All they do is buy
absolutely dying
shitty
with what
Coca-Cola
they've done.
and say they
They've
don't like
destroyed
it.
the economy.
All they
And
do is
you have
eat
to
hot
is
chip
look at
and
the
lie.
poll. The polls say 80 and 85 and even 90% that the Trump economy was great, that their economy was terrible.
Vice President Harris, I do want to ask for your response, and you heard what the president said there, because the Biden administration did keep a number of the Trump tariffs in place. So how do you respond?
Well, let's be clear that the Trump administration resulted in a trade deficit, one of the highest we've ever seen in the history of America. He invited trade wars.
Now,
You wanna
here it
talk
is. The
about
faces
his
are starting.
deal with China, where
Yeah.
he
He's
ended
gonna
up
respond
dealing
in
with
like
Donald
any
Trump's
petulant way he can.
He ended up selling.
He's making the meme
American
face.
chips
when he
to
was
China
lying.
to help
Wait,
them
well, he wants like the reaction gifs, you know?
modernize their military.
These will
wants-
all be posted on Truth Social.
When a policy
Him
about
rolling his
China
eyes, that's gonna be a good
is
reaction
making
gif.
sure the United States of America wins the competition for the 21st century, which means focusing on the details of what that requires, focusing on relationships with our allies.
I mean, she's not answering the
focusing on
question.
investing in American-based technology
Well,
so that
yeah.
we win
What do
the
you
race
expect?
on AI, on quantum computing. Focusing on what we need
Does
to
anyone
do
in these
to
debates
support
answer the
America's
question?
workforce
They're
so
just
that
kind
we
of a
don't end up
vehicle
having
to getting
on the
bullshit.
I mean, Trump does. He just says no.
Workers' rights. But what Donald
Well,
Trump did,
what do you mean no? This is the
about
thing
this
you said
COVID,
8 hours
he
ago.
actually thanked President Xi for what he did during COVID. Look at his tweet.
President
Thank
Xi?
you, President Xi! Exclamation point.
She, her?
When we know that she was responsible for lacking and not giving us transparency about the origins of COVID.
President Trump, I'll let you respond.
First of all, they bought their chips from
First of all.
Taiwan. We hardly make chips
They bought the
anymore
chips from
because of
Walmart.
Taiwan, which is not part of
philosophies like they
China.
have and
I'm a
policies
Taiwan
that- I
Republican.
don't say her because she has no policy. Everything that she believed 3 years ago and 4 years ago is out the window.
3 and 4
She's
years
going to
ago?
my philosophy now. In fact, I was going to
Yeah.
send her a MAGA hat.
Some amount of time.
She's gone to my philosophy, but
Oh,
if she ever got
aw,
elected,
look at
she'd
that
change it.
smile.
And it will be the end of our country.
All right, Kamala,
She's
don't
a
do the
Marxist.
smiling.
Everybody knows she's a Marxist. Her father's a
That was good.
Marxist.
She's like,
Okay.
oh.
And he taught her well. But when you
Oh, no. No.
when you look at these millions and millions of people that are pouring into our country
Mm-hmm.
monthly, where it's
we keep a tally of all the times he says
people,
millions?
Back to the
15 that
border
people
again.
say, and I
Is
think
that-
it's
is
a lot
billions
higher
on
than
this
21.
fucking-
That's bigger than New York State pouring in, and just look at
Yep.
what
He's
they're
back
doing
to the
our
border. It's not
country.
the
They're
question is not
criminals. Many
related
of
to
these
that at
people
all.
coming in are
The
criminals,
one thing
and that's
he
bad for
he
our
hooks
economy,
people
too.
with
You
is the
mentioned before, we'll talk
immigration.
about immigration later. Well, bad immigration is the worst thing that can happen to our economy. They have, and she has, destroyed our country
they.
with policy that's insane.
What'd you have for
Almost
breakfast
policy
today?
that
Well,
you
I can't
say
eat breakfast
they have to
anymore
hate our
because of the
country.
border.
President Trump, Lindsay.
I want to turn
I
to
can't
the
afford
issue
it
of
anymore.
Abortion. President Trump, you've often touted that you were able to kill Roe v. Wade. Last year, you said that you were proud to be the most pro-life president in American history. Then last month, you said that your administration would be great for women and their reproductive rights. In your home state of Florida, you surprised many with regard to your
Is that his
six-week
home state
abortion
now?
ban, because you initially had said that it was too short, and you said, "quote I'm going to be voting."
Has
that
he
we
just
more
has he
than
just
6
been
weeks.
exiled
But
out of
then
New
the
York?
very next day, you reversed
It's where he lives
course
right now.
and said you would vote to support
I think he's
the
just
6-week
homeless
ban.
now.
Vice President Harris
He's a
says that women
hitchhiker.
shouldn't trust you on the issue of abortion because you've changed your position so many times. Therefore, why should they trust you?
Well, the reason I'm doing that vote is because the plan is, as you know, the vote is, they
As she
have
As you know.
abortion in the 9th month.
You know, you're a
They even have, and you can look at the governor of West Virginia, the previous governor of West Virginia, not the current governor, who's doing an excellent job, but the governor before. He
Governor
said the baby will be
of
born,
West
and we will decide what
Virginia.
to do with the baby. In other words, we'll execute the baby.
We
And
will.
that's why
Well,
I did
no,
that,
no. Okay,
because that
that's
predominates,
crazy what you
because
just
they're
said.
radical. The
That's
Democrats
not
are
even
radical
close.
in that. And her
That's not
vice
even close to
presidential
what-
pick, which I think was a
That's not even a
horrible
thing
pick,
that
by the way, for
happens.
our
You just
country.
you just
He's
contradicted
really
what you
bad.
said in the same
Her vice
sentence.
presidential pick
He's
says
saying that
abortion in the 9th month
he's
is
saying that they allow abortion after the baby's been born.
That's not the. It's like literally
because
the.
the baby
But
is
that's
born.
not-
Definition of abortion.
Okay.
But that's
And
not-
okay with me.
Yeah, it's just murder.
But what I did is something for 52 years. They've been trying to get Roe v. Wade into the states. And through the genius and heart and strength of 6 Supreme Court justices, we were
Genius.
able to do that. Now,
Hacking
And
I know
heart.
the exceptions
Hacking the
for
court. That's
rape,
what it is.
Trump
incest,
says
and
in the
wife of the
debate
mother.
that
I
former
believe strongly
Virginia
Ronald
governors.
Reagan did also.
This is Virginia, not
85%
West
of
Virginia.
Republicans do. Exceptions, very important. But we were
So he
able to
changed it in
get
his
and
previous
now
debate. He said it
statewide-
was Virginia. Now it's West Virginia.
First time-
Is it Western Virginia?
Look, this is an issue that's torn our country apart for 52
Does
years.
Trump know the
Every
person
legal
that
scholar, every Democrat,
I
every
believe Mike
Republican,
Pence knew,
liberal, conservative, they all
who
wanted
said that
this
she
issue to
survived
be
an
brought
abortion?
back to the states where the people could vote. And that's
That
what
crazy
happened.
fucking grifter.
Now, Ohio, the vote was somewhat
Ohio.
Kansas, the vote was somewhat liberal, much more
Ohio.
liberal than people would have thought. But each
All right, Kamala,
individual
we need a
state
bit more
is
than the
voting. It's the
eyebrow
vote of the
shit.
people.
I
Now,
understand
it's
it's
not
very
tied up in
funny,
the
but
federal government. I
let's
did a
hear
great
it.
service in doing it. It took courage to do it, and the Supreme Court had great courage in doing it. And I give tremendous credit to those 6 justices.
There is no state in this country where it is legal to kill a baby after it's born.
Thank you.
Madam Vice President, want to get
Yeah. No response. That's wrong.
And that's not actually
No,
a
that's
surprising
wrong.
fact. Let's understand
That's not a
something.
surprising fact. Shocker.
Donald Trump hand-selected 3 members of the United States Supreme Court with the intention that they would undo the protections of Roe v. Wade. And they did exactly as we intended. And
Did you
now
hear that?
in over 20 states,
Yeah, she had
there
to
are Trump
kind of clear her throat a little.
She's so ready.
which make it criminal
Lock in!
for a doctor or nurse to provide health care in one
Oh my
state.
God!
It
Could you
provides
imagine
prison
Biden up here
for
like
life.
for the church, you know? Now the baby can't even play the damn jacks anymore.
A survivor of a
Where you
crime
take the
of violence
baby and
to
the baby goes out
does
or
not
whatever.
have the right
You
to
take
make a
the moon
decision
and you
about
take
what
the
I'm trying to
sun.
listen to what
to their
she's saying,
body
guys.
next. That is immoral. And one does not have to abandon their faith or deeply held beliefs to agree. The government, and Donald Trump certainly, should not be telling a woman what to do with her body. I have talked with women around our country. You want to talk about this is what people wanted?
Oh, Jamilyn's really celebrating.
Where's the coconuts?
Yeah, you should have been the one person in the audience.
Suffering from a miscarriage,
Yay!
being denied care in an emergency room because the healthcare providers
Drake, why are you cheering
are
for
afraid they
miscarriages?
might go to jail, and she's bleeding out in a car in the parking lot. She didn't want that. Her husband didn't
Y'all
want
acting like I give a fuck about this bitch.
13-year-old survivor of incest.
He's yelling at him,
Being
and he's
forced
just
to
like,
carry a pregnancy
if I
to
don't
term.
react, then I get the funny reaction gift.
He's only half listening.
Is it? No, actually, it kind of looks like. Wait, what was that? Did it just dawn upon him? Did it just dawn upon him he's doing a bad thing?
He got a message telepathically in his brain. It turned him off.
His vibrator turned on.
Can you imagine, like, the tremendous guilt of the horrible shit he's peddled the last 9 years has finally hit him here.
It's like,
Look at him.
It's like the.
He looks
Like the chess
depressed.
player that got caught.
Your miscarriages. I think the
He looks-
Chess player, like, oh, they're
Oh.
shooting Morse code up his ass.
particularly the freedom
Yeah.
to make decisions about one's own body.
Like Dr. Disrespect when he got that.
Thank you, Vice President Harris.
Well, there she goes again. It's a lie. I'm not signing.
There she goes again, saying the thing I said was a lie.
He actually sounds like he's like about to cry.
Democrats, Republicans, and everybody else, and every legal
His complete
scholar wanted it
demeanor
to be brought
changed.
back into the states, and the states are
He's
voting.
just repeating what he already
It's a
said.
little time,
The thing that's
but
not
for
even true.
52 years, this issue
Look at
has
Poland.
torn
This is like
52
totally.
weeks.
apart.
For
And they wanted it
52
back
weeks,
in
the
states.
Aunt Goundess
They
has
did
been
something
tormenting
that
this
was
lonely
possible. The
protagonist.
states are now voting.
Goundess.
What she says
It's
is
time
an
to prove.
absolute lie.
Yeah,
As far as
I'm
the
doing a
abortion
Biden
ban,
Trump.
No, I'm not in favor of abortion ban, but it doesn't matter because this issue.
I'm
has
becoming
now
Joe
been taken
Biden.
I'm not in favor of an abortion ban. I'm just in favor of overturning.
Well, I have to because again, two things. Number one, she said she'll go back to Congress. She'll never.
Who am
get
I
the vote.
arguing
It's
here?
impossible for her to get the vote.
What happened to his ear?
Especially now with the 50-50.
I don't know. Some shit
essentially
happened.
50-50 in both.
Like, why are
Senate
they
and the
normal?
House. She's not going to get the vote. She can't get the vote. She won't even
No, I
come
think they're
close
kinda
to it,
fucked
so
up.
it's just talk.
Well, if his ear got fucked up, then he would have lost the election, clearly.
Terminated, and it
Yeah, the
ended up
ear
being
is
a
the
total
key to all this.
catastrophe.
We can't have a
The
disabled
student loans,
president.
And then her, I think probably.
Are they
her
gonna
boss,
mention his
if you
assassination
call him a
attempt?
boss, he spends all his time on the beach.
That makes it sound like he
Trump
tried to
will bring it
assassinate.
up.
Boss went out
Vice
and
President
said, "We'll
Harris,
it
do you
again.
think
We'll
that
do it
was
a different
based?
way." And he went out, got rejected again by the Supreme Court.
I like that they
So
both
all
got
these
matching
students
little
got,
pins there. That's cute.
taunted with this whole thing about this whole idea.
Do you think they
And
got
how
the
unfair
anchor
that would have
tattoos?
been part of the reason why to the millions and millions of people that had to pay off their
Millions
student
and
loans
Why is he
millions.
muting
likes-
right now?
for free.
He
But
likes
they
to
were saying
repeat
it's the
the
same
units of
way
numbers
that
he's
they
saying.
talked about that.
Yeah, just
Look
the
at that
denominations.
But if I could just get a yes or no, because your running mate, J.D. Vance, has said that you would veto it if it did come to your desk.
Well, I didn't discuss it with JD. In all fairness,
We
J.D.
don't
Vance
talk
said,
that much
"Okay,
these
good."
days.
We don't.
We're estranged.
Absolutely.
I try not to
Look
talk
at
to him.
Trump's weak jawline
I try
right
to
now. Look
forget
at Trump.
he's there.
Dude, did you see him ordering fucking donuts, dude? You think I fuck with that motherfucker?
Look at his weak
crazier than
jawline
I am.
compared to Kamala.
Oh my God.
His jawline.
She's the Chad meme right now.
Kamala's been
She's
doing,
actually mocking the fuck out of him.
Mewing the fuck out of him right now.
But the fact is that for years they wanted to get
Imagine
They-
she's just like
They had to
running her
teach her how to
finger
do that
along her
backstage.
jawline.
and we
looking
did
at the
something
camera.
that everybody said couldn't be done. And now
Is her
we have
profile
a
the
vote
old
of
man in the
people on
mountain?
abortion.
Vice President Harris, want to give you your time to respond, but I do want to ask, would you support any restrictions on a woman's right to an abortion?
I absolutely support reinstating the protections of Roe v. Wade.
I absolutely
And
support
as you
banning abortion.
rightly mentioned,
I'm
nowhere
changing
in
my
America
position right here, right now.
Do
is
it
a
right
woman
this time.
carrying a pregnancy to term and asking for an abortion.
By the way, this was
That
the
is not
fucking-
happening. It's insulting to the women of America.
thing I was talking
and
about.
understand what has been happening under Donald Trump's abortion
That's
bans.
the old man of the mountain.
Couples who pray
Okay.
and
Get it now?
The old man of Harold and the
dream of
Purple
having
Crayon.
a family
The fuck was that?
are being denied
That was the old man of the mountain.
what is
No, I feel like
happening
gay
in our
porn when you
country.
close the tab.
Working
Oh, well,
people,
don't worry about
working
it.
women who are working
You
one
finally
or
looked
two
it up.
jobs,
The votes seem to be
who
headed to
barely
Christie, by the way, in the
afford
polls.
childcare as it is,
Polls
Yeah,
up.
okay.
travel to
Christie is
another
up 100 points.
to get on a plane sitting next to
Okay, that's
strangers,
good.
to go
The
on
That's the
experts
worst-
can predict this.
That's the worst part of this, sitting next to strangers.
Can afford to do it,
Yeah.
and what you are putting her through is unconscionable. And the people of America.
Joke's
have
on you, I don't know what the
decided
fuck that
majority
means,
of
bitch.
Americans believe in a woman's right to make decisions about her
First
own
of all,
body,
she uses too
and
many
that is
syllables.
why in every state
Who
where
needs
this
documents?
issue
I
has been
can't
on the
read.
ballot in red and blue states both, the people of America have voted for freedom.
That was probably his
Excuse me,
defense
have
when
to
they found.
respond.
I hate
Another
freedom.
lie. It's another lie. I have been a leader on IVF, which is fertilization. The IVF, I have been a leader. In fact,
I don't think so.
when they got a very negative
Somehow I doubt
decision
that,
on
Trump.
IVF from the Alabama courts, I saw the
Somehow I
people
doubt that,
that
and if it's not you personally, it's everyone else that comes in with you. When you bring in Donald Trump, you're not just bringing in fucking Donald Trump. It's everyone that, you know, he brings in that he disavows 8 weeks into whenever they start doing the things that he intends, you know, he expected them to fucking do.
The 8th month, 9th month, 7th month. Okay, would you do that?
8th month, 9th month,
Why don't
7th.
you ask her that question?
Why don't you
That's
answer
the
the
problem.
question? Would you
Because
veto?
under Roe v. Wade,
Why don't you man up and come over here and fight?
I thought her mic's supposed to be muted.
The 8th month, the 9th month,
not true.
and
I guess for like
probably
special moments
just
they have to
look at the
unmute it.
governor
Uh-oh.
of
Yeah, why are their
Virginia.
mics not
The
muted?
governor
Are they
of
having
Virginia
technical
said, "We
difficulties
put
right
the
now?
baby aside, and then we determine
The
what
fucking
we want to
TD
do."
is
The
not.
moderators know that she's
We're gonna
right.
turn now to immigration
The
and
TD
border
is
security.
locked
We
in.
know it's an
Oh,
issue
no.
that's
Oh my
important to
God, they're on
Republicans,
immigration.
Democrats, voters across
I
the
mean,
We've
they've
been
been
on
on
immigration.
We're already on that.
Harris,
Yeah.
you were tasked by President Biden with getting to the root causes of migration from Central America. We
You
know
were
that
tasked by
illegal
President
border
Biden to get on the
crossings
route
reached
to
a
the
record
Trail
high
of
in the Biden
Tears.
administration. This past June, President
get the-
Biden imposed
the
tough
man
new
on
asylum
the
restrictions. We
cabinet.
know the numbers since then have dropped
To get him in the
significantly.
pocket.
But my question
You were
to
tasked
tonight
by
is
President
why
Biden
the
to get on the
administration
route
waited
from
until 6
Mexico
months
to
before
America.
the election to act? And would you have done anything differently from President Biden on this?
So I'm the only person on this stage who has prosecuted
Oh, well.
transnational criminal organizations for the trafficking
Well, she
of
sounded
guns,
drunk right there. I don't know
drugs,
what the fuck
and
that
human
was.
beings. And let me say,
She's getting a
that
run
the
at
just
it.
lost
United
it.
States
Chris
Congress,
out.
including some of the most conservative
Well, she
members
already
of the United
did,
States
but-
Senate,
Yeah.
came up with a border
What up?
security bill, which I supported. And that bill would have put 1,500 more border agents on the border to help those folks who are
More
working
border
there right
agents
now
on the border?
overtime trying to do their
I thought you were just
job.
gonna put them like at Kmart or something.
Allowed us to stem the flow of fentanyl coming into the United States. I know there are so many families watching tonight who have been personally affected.
Uh-oh.
Am I the only person who like
That bill
initially had
would have
doubts
put
about how
more
bad
resources
fentanyl
to
was
allow
because I
us
only
to
heard
prosecute
conservatives talk
trans-
about it?
I only heard.
You're like, it can't be that bad.
Human beings. But you know what happened to that
Bronze,
bill?
I only
Try
heard
it
people
and
like
find
talk
out.
about
I mean,
it.
I
Like,
tried it. It's not that big a
Folks in
deal.
Congress and said kill the bill, and you know why?
It helped me
Because
kick the
people
heroin
prefer to
addiction at
run
least.
on a
So
problem
Yeah,
instead
you
of
do
My friend
fentanyl
just-
for a week and then
problem.
you
But-
try to quit
And
it.
understand,
My friend just
this
texted me,
comes
Trump
at
say
a
the
time
N-word. You know you
where
want
the
to.
people
Do it.
of our country actually need a leader.
Could you
I hope
imagine?
Trump just says, "I actually love fentanyl."
Who actually addresses
It's
the
not
problem.
great.
I took a little bit before this,
But
actually.
what we have in the former president is someone who would prefer to run on a problem instead of fixing a problem.
Well, actually,
And I'll
he'd
tell you,
prefer to,
He's
like-
not
he's gonna
running.
talk
He's
about
not running
immigration,
nothing, buddy.
even when it's not
He's
the
running on
that have been
Duncan.
raised.
He's not.
I'm going to actually do something really
As
unusual,
opposed to
and I'm gonna
Biden, who
invite
fixes
you
all the problems
to
that he ran
attend
on.
one of Donald
Oh yeah, that
Trump's
solved
rallies,
everything.
because It's a really interesting thing to watch.
Biden
You
isn't
will
walking
see
on the
during the
crowd.
course
dude.
of his rallies, he talks about fictional characters like Hannibal Lecter.
Oh no.
There he is.
Thank you.
Cancer. And what you will
I
also
watched Trump be
notice
like,
is
well,
that people start
actually,
leaving
when I
his
say
rallies
Hannibal
early
Lecter,
out
The
of
late great
exhaustion.
Is that what he meant when he challenged Homer Simpson to the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge?
You will not hear him
The
talk
late
about
great
your
Homer
needs, your
Simpson.
dreams, and your desires. And I'll tell you,
they're
I
gonna pour an
believe
ice
you
bucket on his
deserve
corpse.
a
Should they
president who
challenge,
actually puts you first,
Homer
and I
Simpson to
pledge
the-
you that I will.
Vice
To the
President
ice bucket
Harris,
challenge?
thank you. President Trump, on that
They
point,
challenge
I wanna
Hannibal
get your
Lecter.
Well, I would
response.
like to respond.
let me just ask, though,
Well,
why did you
that's what we're doing.
that bill and successfully
He needs to respond to the Hannibal Lecter thing. This is about most important.
First, let me respond as to the rallies. She said people start leaving. People don't go to her rallies. There's no reason to go.
You want to bet?
The people that do go, she's bussing them in and paying them to be there.
Yep.
And
He had like Lil Jon for DNC, dude.
Okay, she definitely practiced her reaction GIF faces in the mirror.
Their country back.
I would do the same face.
We're a failing nation, and it happened 3.5
She does
years
the,
ago.
she does the pose too often.
What's going on
She's like an avatar like commentary YouTuber right now. Like
she's gonna cross her arms any minute.
She been done crossing her arms.
And look at what's happening to the towns all over.
You could be the host of Content Court.
We need to see the shot of her pointing to the camera angrily.
A lot of towns don't want to talk
Springfield?
about it because they're so
We need
embarrassed
SRV to
by
run
it.
for president.
They put a damn dome over the town.
We need to build a dome.
They're eating the people that live there. And this is what's happening.
The immigrants are coming over the border to eat the tasty dogs over here.
That they're doing this like racist fucking shit.
Is this like the equivalent?
Racist now?
Is this like
saving cats?
Is this like the Mexican equivalent of like, you know, flying out to Taiwan to like fuck all the lady boys out there? So you just go.
Ohio, and
Bring up
CDC did
Springfield.
reach out to the city manager.
What are the
there,
allegations
and told us
against Homer
there have been
Simpson?
no credible reports of specific claims
He's
of
eating
pets being
cats.
harmed, injured,
He
or
ate
abused by
Snowball.
individuals within the immigrant community.
Well,
All
I've
this.
seen people on television.
Let me just say here, this is the
people on
Well, I saw it on TV.
Oh, you just said it.
It
just
seems
said it
today
then,
that
okay.
all you see.
That's a good thing to say for a city manager.
Cats on movies and dogs on TV.
I'll be right back.
I know better than the city manager, jackass.
Says there's no evidence of that. Vice
I
President
watch
Harris, I'll let you
television.
respond to the rest of what you've heard.
You talk about extreme. You know,
Talk about lame, stupid, shitty.
Of 200
Stinky.
Republicans. Who
He's
have
not doing as
formally
many
worked
faces
with
as I
President
thought.
Bush,
She's really
Mitt
doing the
Romney,
faces. I don't think
John
she should do the
McCain,
faces, but
including the endorsement
I do find it
former Vice
amusing.
President Dick Cheney
The faces
and
of
Congressmember
evil.
Liz Cheney. And if you want to really know
Oh,
the inside
oh, never
track
mind.
on
Okay.
who the
There we
former
go.
president is, if he didn't make it clear
He
already,
shook his head
just
like that's
ask
not
people who
true.
have worked with him. His former
Like that's
chief of
totally
staff,
true.
of course,
Liz
Sergeant
Cheney,
Long,
Dick
has said he
Cheney,
has contempt for the
basically
Constitution of the
every
United
Republican that's worked under
His
him has
former
like
national security
disavowed
advisor
him.
has said he is
His
dangerous and
his running mate that he
His
ran with
former
disavowed him.
Secretary of Defense has said the nation, the republic, would
mention that,
never
too.
survive another Trump term. And
I mean,
when
I think
we
they might,
listen
but
to this kind of
I think we'll be okay.
when
But
the
I mean,
issues
none of that
affect
shit will
the
affect me,
American
so I'm
people
fine with
are
that.
not being addressed. I think the choice is
yeah, as
clear
a
in this
disabled
election.
person,
President Trump will give you a quick minute to respond here.
a quick minute.
Thank you,
So 5
because
seconds.
when I hear that,
Actually,
see,
they
I'm a
are
different
eating
kind of a
dogs.
person.
Fuck you.
I fired
Next
most of
question.
those people. Not so graciously.
Next
They
question.
did bad things or a bad job. I fired them. They never fired one person. They didn't fire anybody having to do with that.
They picked better.
Maybe that's a sign.
Yeah, I saw how many people died in Afghanistan. I went out to the cemetery and filmed there without permission, illegally.
They didn't fire. They should have fired all.
They
those
haven't fired a
generals, all
single
those
person
top
for how bad of a
people,
job
because
they're
that was one of the
doing.
most
Must mean that
competently
everyone's
handled
doing a bad
situations
job.
Anybody has ever seen. So when somebody does a bad job, I fire them. And you
You're
take
fired.
that
You
as
seen
for
my
he's
show.
good, I fired him. So he
And of
writes a
course,
book.
I am
Another
the
one
ultimate
writes a
judge
book,
of
because
who
with
is
me,
doing
they
a
can
bad
write books
job.
with nobody else
Yes.
can they? But they have done such a poor job.
Poor.
And they never fire anybody. Look at the economy. Look at the inflation. They didn't fire.
Why didn't they
any of
just
their
fire
economists. They
inflation?
have the
They're
same people. That's a
the
good
inflation
way
is the
not to
lowest
have
it is in the
books
world,
written
by
about
the
you.
way.
But just to finish, I got more votes.
Just to
than any
finish.
Republican in history.
This is a quick
by
minute.
far.
Not true.
In fact, I got more votes than any sitting president in history.
Not
by
true.
far.
Let me
Well,
continue on
you
the
lost.
question. It was what you wanted to talk about
In fact, you
earlier.
lost the popular
So,
election, both
deportation,
elections you ran in.
proposal
You
that
lost
the
the
Vice
popular
President
vote, so you did not get more votes either
that's
time.
why he
You
initially
called this the largest
specified
domestic
Republican,
deportation
because
operation
that's
in the history of our country.
that's
You say
probably
you
not
used the
true,
national
but
Well,
it's
he
more
just-
realistic.
Well, he just went back and said
No problem
any
using
president
the
in history.
And then just ever.
You also said you would use local police. How would you deport 11 million undocumented immigrants? I know you believe that number is much higher. Take us through this. What does this look like? Will authorities be going door to door in this country?
This is his opportunity here.
It is much higher because of them. They allowed criminals.
Okay.
There's more people to deport.
Millions of criminals.
Okay, he's fucking it.
They allowed terrorists. They allowed common street criminals.
Could you, like, imagine, like, your uncle watching this shit, man? Yeah! He's getting the fucking point.
And told
this dickhead in the damn tie on the desk, he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about.
You know that crime in Venezuela and crime in countries all over the world is way down. You know why? Because they've taken their criminals off the street and they've given them to her to put into our country.
Venezuela?
This will be one
yeah,
of the
Venezuela sent it. They shipped him in by like Amazon.
And I think they probably did it because they think they're going to get votes, but it's not worth it because they're destroying the fabric of our country by what they've done.
Yes, but how are you going to deport all of these people?
Yeah, but like, what's the answer to the
They asked
question, though?
How many specifically? How are you gonna do this?
Crime is down all over the world except here. Crime here is
you want to bet?
Through the roof, despite their fraudulent statements that they made.
She's even going like, nope.
This country is through the roof, and we have a new form of crime.
Well, that's not an official measurement.
It's happening at
it might be through the roof, but is it off the charts?
He said the buzzword.
Crime is actually coming down in this country, but
excuse me, the FBI they were defrauding statements. They didn't.
I mean, crime might be through the roof, but is it off the charts? I don't think so. So.
It was a fraud. Just like their number of 818,000 jobs that they said they created turned out to be a fraud.
President Trump,
you want to bet?
I'll let you respond, Vice President Harris.
Well, I think this is so rich, coming from someone who has been prosecuted for national security crimes.
This is a kind of unrelated. It's irrelevant, but
has been found liable for sexual assault, and his next big court appearance is in November.
He had to fit it in somewhere.
Sentencing. And let's be clear, where each person stands on the issue of what is important about
where each person stands on Donald Trump's face.
Where each person stands in this room right now.
Where each person stands here. This is my spot.
Agents, get this, on the day after he was arraigned on 34 felony counts.
This debate's almost over, by the way.
What is important in this race?
Learn anything?
It's been an hour since it started.
What happened in 30 seconds?
Oh wait, no, I thought it started at 8:30. I'm stupid. But it's still. We are halfway through though.
About the housing shortage.
We are halfway through.
No, we're not.
It's 90 minutes. It's 90 minutes. It's 90 minutes.
Is it 90 minutes?
Yeah.
The American people are exhausted.
It's the same length as Harold and the Purple Crayon, so.
Harris, thank you.
I do have on my second monitor that I've always had. I am watching Harold and the Purple Crayon.
And I'm winning most of them, and I will win the rest on appeal. And you saw that with the decision that came down just recently from the Supreme Court. I'm winning most of them. But those are cases, it's called weaponization. Never happened in this country.
You're not winning them. They're getting dismissed because you passed a law that said you can do anything you want.
Was involved with the DOJ from Atlanta and Fani Willis to the
not Fani
Attorney
Willis
General of New York and the DA in New York. Every one of those cases, and then they say, "Oh, he's a criminal." They're the ones that made them go after me. By the way, Joe Biden was essentially guilty on the documents case. And what happened in my documents case? They said, "Oh, that's the toughest of them all." A complete and total victory. 2 months ago, it was thrown out. It's weaponization, and they used it, and it's never happened in this country.
Well, when Biden was found in possession of illegal documents, he gave them back. He didn't get obstinate and said that the whole country's trying to shut him down from the system. Maybe that's because he is the system.
Election in 2024 is taking place. The United States
He wasn't using the fucking documents as toilet paper in the bathroom with a chandelier in it.
Immune from any misconduct if he were to enter the White House again. Understand, this is someone who has openly said he would terminate, I'm quoting, terminate the Constitution of the United States, that he would weaponize the Department of Justice
I
against
don't know if
his
that's you
political
or the
enemies.
thing, but it's
Someone
very
who
good.
has openly
Yeah, Discord is doing the thing.
Ollie.
disdain
Hang
That's
on.
fine.
for members
That's
of
fine
our
now?
military. Understand
No.
No.
what it would
No, I
mean
mean,
if Donald Trump
I'm
were
fine
back
with
in
it
the
happening,
White House
but-
with no guardrails.
Hang on.
Because certainly we know now the court won't stop
I'm
him. We know
losing all the
J.D. Vance is not
guardrails
gonna
and
stop
guns
him.
without
the
blanks.
Honestly, I prefer the debate
Decide.
sounding like that.
Thank you. Lindsay?
Vice President Harris, in
There you
your
go.
last run for
Got more energy that way.
This is the one that weaponized, not me. She weaponized.
Nuh-uh.
I know you are, but what am I?
Because of the things that they say about me. They talk about
Nuh-uh.
democracy. I'm a threat to democracy. They're the threat to democracy with a
President
fake
Trump.
Russia investigation
We do have a lot to
that
get.
went nowhere.
We have a lot to get to. Lindsay?
Vice President Harris, in your last run for president, you said you wanted to ban fracking. Now you don't. You wanted mandatory government.
That is, I didn't even notice that, yeah. He wanted to be like a green Republican. He wanted to build the wall and then sell it as a solar wall. It was gonna have solar panels on it to generate solar energy.
Policy positions changed.
And then, you know, he realized, oh wait, Republicans are like fully propped up by big oil, so
But in particular, let's
oops.
talk about fracking because we're here in Pennsylvania. I made that very clear in 2020. I will not ban fracking. I have not banned fracking as Vice President of the United States, and in fact, I was the tie-breaking vote on the Inflation Reduction Act, which opened new leases for fracking. My position is
We did it.
Trump thought that was so funny.
That's probably his debate prep too. Like, just laugh periodically.
You just disagree with things she says periodically, even though it's literally the same thing. When she says the same thing you're saying, don't you agree with her. Disagree with it somehow.
That we cannot over-rely on foreign oil. As it relates to my values, let me tell you, I grew up a middle-class kid raised by a hard-working mother.
Oh, is she middle class? I don't think we learned this.
And was able to buy our first home when
Where'd
I
she
was
work?
a teenager.
I don't think we heard this
The
40
values
minutes
I
ago.
bring to the importance of home ownership, knowing not
She's not
everybody
mentioning
got
McDonald's again, because she got called out for that.
silver platter and then filed
Suspicious.
bankruptcy 6 times is a value that I bring to my
She worked at McDonald's as like
We are
vice
going to
CEO or
work with
something.
the private sector and home builders to increase 3 million homes, increased by
3
3
million
million.
Manager got booted out. She was put in.
My work that is related to
We increased those
having a
homes. We
friend
turned them
when I
into
was in high school
hotels.
who was sexually assaulted by her stepfather. And my focus then on
Brag.
protecting women and children from violent crime is based on a value
Womp womp.
that is deeply grounded in the importance of
Did you just say
standing
womp
up for
womp?
those
He's
who are
squinting.
vulnerable.
He's
My
like,
work
something
that is
seems
about
off here.
protecting Social
He's
Security
thinking
and
real
Medicare
hard.
is based on long-standing work that I have done, protecting seniors from scams. My values have not changed. And what is important is that there is a president who actually
question was
brings
about fracking.
values and a perspective
Well, she did
that
answer
is
it at the
about
beginning. She
lifting
said that
people up
she didn't
and
want to
not
ban it,
beating
and she
people
never tried to
down.
ban it.
And name calling.
And now she has
I
like a
mean,
full
True
minute.
measure of the leader.
Yeah.
I mean, she's
Except for the times when she
Leader
says
who
she was.
actually understands the strength is not in beating people down, it's in lifting people up.
I think she did say she would.
That president.
Yeah.
President Trump, your
Well,
response?
first of all, I wasn't given $400 million. I wish I was. My father was a Brooklyn builder, Brooklyn, Queens.
He only
And
gave me $1
my
million.
father, and I learned a lot from him, but I was given a fraction of that, a tiny fraction, and I built it
1/400th.
into many billions of dollars, many billions. And when
Millions
people
of
see it,
dollars.
they
Many
are even
billions.
surprised. So
Many,
we
many,
don't have
many,
to talk
many.
about that. Fracking, she's been against it for 12 years. Defund the
Uh,
police, she's been against that forever.
What else did she say?
Wait, she's been against defund the police. What an asshole.
Very horribly, and everybody's laughing at it. Okay, they're all laughing.
She does he have like oppositional defiance disorder? He just
My
dis
opponent is a liar. He cannot be trusted.
he just pointed out that she was against defund the police as like a point against her.
If you don't mind, please.
Oh, he got the thing.
She went out.
That sound familiar.
She went out in Minnesota and wanted to let criminals that
He
killed
spun it
people
around
and
on
burned
her.
down
That means he's winning.
Order.
She went out and raised money to get them
They're
out
gonna
of
clip
jail.
that.
She did things that nobody would ever think of. Now she wants to do transgender operations on illegal aliens that are in prison. This is a
In prison.
Buzzwords.
That was
Yep.
a string of
That was a
sentences.
string of
confiscate
buzzwords.
The fentanyl trans rockets from
He
Hamas.
just put 3 copies of the New York Post into a blender, and that's what came out.
On day one. Just to finish one thing so important in my opinion.
Man, car door, hook
So,
hand.
I got the oil business
he finished
going
any
like
thought?
nobody has ever done before.
I mean, this has all been one sentence.
They got rid of it, started getting rid of it, and the
It
prices
just
were
with
going
like
up
18 commas in it.
They immediately let these guys go to where they were. I would have been 5 times, 4 times, 5 times higher because you're talking about 3.5 years ago.
Rough estimation.
If you gave
High as a kite.
Where I was, because they had no choice, because the prices of energy were quadrupling and doubling. You saw what happened to gas.
Quadrupling and doubling.
Let's go back to Trump. But if she won the election, the day after that election, they'll go back to destroying our country, and oil will be dead, fossil fuel will be dead. We'll go back to windmills, and we'll go back to solar.
Windmills?
We
We don't use windmills to generate power.
By the way, I'm a big fan of solar, but they take 400, 500 acres of desert soil. These are not good things for the environment.
He's saying so much and saying so little.
That poor desert!
I want to talk about the peaceful.
That poor desert Sahara! No one lives there!
Role of a president in a moment of
I was going to
crisis.
build a shack there,
Mr. President,
Greg.
on January 6th, you told your supporters to march to the Capitol. You said you would be right there with them. The country and the world saw what played out at the Capitol that day, the officers coming under attack. Aides in the West
What
Wing
under
say
attack?
you watched it unfold on television off the Oval Office.
All over.
You did send out tweets, but it was more than 2 hours before you sent out that video message telling your supporters to go home. Is there anything you regret about what you did on that day?
You just said a thing that isn't covered. Peacefully and patriotically, I said during my speech, not later
true.
on. Peacefully and patriotically.
Patriotically is not a verb.
Ashley Babbitt was shot
made it a
by
verb.
an out-of-control police officer. That
Yeah, we should crack down on these police.
But we didn't
Well, yeah, she was white.
R.I.P.
have been treated so badly.
Such a patriot.
What about all the people that are pouring into our country and killing
Oh my god! Tell you what,
I'm going to be driven to drink.
on January 6th, we had a strong border. This didn't work last time. People laughed at you for this.
What about those people?
You know, I'm gonna call it now. I don't think this debate's gonna do anything for either side. I think this is.
He literally just went, yeah, January 6th, fuck the border.
This is the same thing he did last time.
I think Christie's winning.
By far.
Shut it!
I will talk more about immigration, please.
Yeah, burn down in Minneapolis. It doesn't exist anymore.
Percentage of the city of Seattle. When are those people going to be prosecuted?
But let me
Tomorrow.
just ask
You might ask her that question.
You were the president. You were watching it unfold on television. It's a very simple question as we move forward. toward
It's a very
anything you regret
dickhead.
you did on that day.
Retard.
Yes, sir.
I had nothing to do with that other than they asked me to make a speech.
I didn't
showed
do
up for a
anything.
speech.
I have no knowledge of any
I
of
went to
this.
Nancy Pelosi and the mayor of Washington, D.C.
I went to Paul Pelosi and I put a fucking
Nothing to do with
hammer in his brain.
I'm all powerful.
rally or whatever you want to call it. And again,
What was I supposed to do? I was just the fucking president.
I'd like to give you 10,000 National Guard or soldiers. They rejected me. Nancy
Not true.
Pelosi rejected
Not
me.
true.
It was just 2 weeks ago.
The National Guard wasn't dispatched by you anyways. It was dispatched.
You literally can dispatch whoever you want.
Never happened if
So
Nancy
cool how he can
Pelosi
just,
and
like,
the
say
mayor of
things that
Washington
aren't
did
true.
their jobs. I wasn't responsible for security.
Please just ask him again. Do you regret anything?
Wherever he wants.
The question
Yeah.
was about you as president.
Oh, please. Get that answer.
President Harris to respond here.
I was at the Capitol on January 6th.
I was one of the rioters.
Vice President-elect, I was also an acting senator.
I have a shirt that said I was there.
And on that
Was
day,
in Pelosi's room.
the President of the
What was her
United
name? Amy
States
Schumer?
incited a
Who's the one
violent mob
who shot ahead?
to attack
Get him.
our
Get him,
nation's
bitch.
capital,
Get him.
to desecrate our nation's capital. On that day, 140
These
law
fucking like
enforcement
little
officers
gay blue lightsabers she has are for her like
and understand,
Love Live.
the
Love Live
former
shit.
president has been indicted and impeached for exactly that
Yeah,
reason.
dude,
I thought it was
Like-
blue
like-
for Democrat.
You, like, hold it later in the air.
I think Trump is just ChatGPT in human form. Trump is just if you type in a sentence and you keep spamming the middle button on the keyboard.
Spewing anti-Semitic hate.
The space bar?
And what did
Yes.
the president then at the time
Like
say?
the autofill
There
word
were
thing on
fine
your
people
phone.
on each side. Let's remember that when it came to the Proud Boys, a militia, the president said, the former president said, stand back and stand by. So for
What? He just shook his head no. He did say that. Literally said that.
Literally said that.
Let's not go.
We have video of it.
It's I
Jamilyn was a proud.
I was with the torches.
I was shoe on head. I was literally there.
I had but my torches were not the torches. They were like my little Love Live fucking handle things.
God damn, she on head's hot.
She's really hot.
She's okay.
Okay, glad we're on the same page.
And to end
This is the real debate we need to be having.
that is about attacking the foundations of our democracy
I'm the same age
because
as
you
her.
don't like
Maybe
the
she'd fuck me.
outcome. And be clear.
The out
on
what?
that point,
I think we have
Donald
more
Trump,
important
the
things to pay
candidate,
attention to.
has said in this election there will be a bloodbath.
I don't
if
think so.
this and the outcome of this election is not to his liking.
Okay, apparently in his defense, bloodbath is apparently some weird New York economics term for like a bad economy.
Follow up here.
Somehow.
It was a different term, and it was a term that related to energy because they have destroyed our energy business. That was where bloodbath was.
That is the
Also,
worst way of explaining
Yeah.
that story has been, as you would say, debunked. Laura
As you would say,
Sean Hannity,
so obsessed with your goddamn facts, like a pussy, I go on instinct.
It was perfect. It was debunked in almost every newspaper, but they still bring it up, just like they bring 2025 up.
They think that
bring
show.
all of this
Does
stuff up.
Donald Trump
I
think that
ask
show
you
that's
this,
available
no
is fake?
debunking.
2025, the year,
Works for you.
the year the country was taken over by a virus.
She's not doing anything. And
Yeah,
I'll tell you what I
shame.
would do, and I would be very proud to do it. I would say we would both
Isn't it funny
leave
how,
this
like, you know,
debate
now that
right
that's
now.
happened, like,
I'd
nobody
like
gives
to
a
see
shit
it
about
go
COVID?
down
Like, that movie
to
is, like,
Washington, D.C.
so
during this
melodramatic.
because we're wasting a lot
Yeah,
of
I think
time.
that movie
Go
cured
down to-
everyone,
because
I
it's
think.
been so bad, it's so ridiculous. Go down
Everyone
to Washington,
cringed
D.C.
so hard.
It's
they
so
just stopped
retarded, guys. I swear to God.
Because they have the right to do it. They don't need bills. They have the right to do it.
They don't
President
need
of
the Buffalo
United States,
Bills.
You'll get them out of bed. You'll wake them up at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. You'll say, come on down.
What the
They don't
hell?
need Clinton, they don't
What?
need Cosby.
What?
If he signs a bill
Sorry?
that the border is closed, all he has to do is say it to the border.
Immigration.
People who are phenomenal. If they do that, the border is closed.
Mr.
Those
President.
people
The border's
feel
been closed, ho!
Unlike J6.
We talked immigration here tonight. I do want to focus on
A lot.
this issue to border, because it really brings us.
We've been.
this
That's
into
the
focus
whole
truth,
thing.
in these
Liar.
times that we're living in. Mr. President, for 3.5 years after you lost the 2020 election, you repeatedly falsely claimed that you won, many times saying you won in a landslide. In the past couple of weeks leading up to this debate, you have said, quote, you lost.
Now, I
by a
wonder if
whisker,
this plays into
you,
any of
quote,
his
didn't
court
quite
cases
make
at
it,
all.
that
Like,
you
does he
came
have
up
to
a
be
little bit
careful with
short.
what he says here?
I said that?
Are you now acknowledging that you lost in
No, I
2020?
don't acknowledge that at all.
But
I
you
said
did
that
say that.
sarcastically. You
But
know
those-
that. It was.
It was
Was just a bit.
satire.
Look, there's so much proof. All you have to do is look at it, and they should have sent it back to the legislatures for approval. I got almost
I
75
can't-
Ones that
million
I
votes
picked
to
that
vote
would have
votes
made
any
me
state
win.
I cannot
president
believe he
ever
will
got. I was
not
told
let
if I
this
got
go.
63, which
He
was
won't
what I
let
got
this
in
go at all.
2016, You can't be beaten. The election, people should never be thinking about it. An election is fraudulent. We need two things. We need walls. And we have to have it.
We built
have
a
to have
wall. That's
borders,
on the bingo.
and we have to have good elections.
All
Our
right.
elections are bad. And a lot of these illegal immigrants coming in.
Built the
they're
pyramids,
trying to
come
get
on.
them to vote. They can't even speak English. They don't even know what country
Math,
they're in
science,
practically.
history?
And these people are trying
They don't
to
even
get
know
them
what
to
country
vote.
they're in
And that's why
practically.
they're allowing them to come into our country.
I did watch all of these pieces of video. I didn't detect the sarcasm, lost by a whisker. We didn't quite make it. And we should just point out here as clarification, and you know this, you and your allies, 60 cases.
He just has very dry humor.
No judge looked at it.
And said they should-
Indistinguishable from his
standing.
normal speaking.
That's the other thing. They said we didn't have standing, a technicality. Can you imagine a system where a person in an election doesn't have standing?
Where someone
done something about this.
Can you imagine a system where someone forwards baseless claims and they don't bother with it?
Facts, and I'd love to have you. You'll do a special on it. I'll show you Georgia, and I'll show you.
All right, we'll do it then.
Wisconsin, and I'll show you Pennsylvania.
This was
and
just
I'll show
this
you
was
I know
all
one-
just
I know one thing
facts
between
and
Trump,
statistics.
Georgia, and the
But
election.
You know what? That doesn't matter.
This
Because we have to
whole
solve the
debate
problem
was
that
just
we
a
have
backdoor
that's
pilot
old
for this
news.
like
And
TV
the
series he
problem
wants
that
to
we have
launch
right
about the
now is
2020
we have
election.
a nation in decline,
It's gonna be like an
and they
investigative
put it
drama.
into decline. We have a nation that is dying, David.
Mr. President, thank you. Vice President Harris, you heard the president there tonight. He said he didn't say that he lost by whiskers. So he still believes he did not lose the election.
He's still delusional.
By President Biden.
Yeah.
And
All right, tear into him. Tear into him, Queen. Tear into him, Queen. That joke would have been funnier if I got it right.
Upcoming election just weeks away. He said, "When I win, those people who cheated,"
Yes,
and then
Queen,
he
give
lists
us nothing.
donors, voters, election officials.
The
He says,
guillotines
"We'll
are gonna
prosecute to
come
the
out."
fullest extent of the law, which will include long-term prison sentences." One of your campaign's top lawyers responded saying, "We won't let Donald Trump intimidate us. We won't let him suppress the vote." Is that what you believe he's trying to do here?
Donald Trump.
I fucking think so. If he's saying he's not gonna.
Clear about that, and clearly he's having a very difficult time processing that.
I know it's a little boomer, but that was
We
funny.
cannot afford to have a president of the United States who
Put his words
attempts,
back
It is
as
too
he did in
expensive.
the past, to upend the will
Budget
of the
cuts
voters in a
means that we're
free
getting
and
rid of
fair
the,
election.
you know, to
And I'm gonna
conquer
tell you
inflation,
that
we're gonna get rid of the
I
president of
have
the United
traveled
States.
the world as vice president
I'm just
He
gonna
doesn't
become.
do much.
I'm just gonna
And
become the
world
queen of
leaders are
the
laughing
country.
at Donald Trump. I have talked with military leaders, some of whom worked with you, and they say you're a disgrace. And when you then talk in this way in a presidential debate, and
Actually, everyone I talk to says I'm
over
great.
and over
When is
again
this
are
commercial
court
break
cases
gonna
you
come?
have lost
This is.
because you
Please.
Is there gonna be one?
They said there's gonna be 2 of them.
It leads one to believe that perhaps we do not have in the candidate to my right the temperament.
My right,
or
your
the
left. Who knows?
ability to not be confused
Stage left.
about fact. That's deeply troubling. and
Stage
the
left. It's an
American people
actor term. It
deserve
means
better.
right.
I'll give you 1 minute to respond, Mr. President.
Let me just say about world leaders. Victor Orban.
Let me
one of
just
the
tell
most
you,
respected men- They call him a strong man. He's
Vivek
he's a
Ramos-
tough person, smart.
Whoever the fuck
Prime
they
Minister
is.
hungry.
They, them.
He said, "Why is the whole world blowing up? 3 years ago, it wasn't. Why is it blowing up?" He said,
Why is
"Because
everything
you need
exploded?
Why is the
back as
world made of
president."
pudding?
They were afraid of him.
All
China
our
was
food
afraid,
keeps
and
blowing
I don't
up.
like to use the word afraid, but I'm just quoting him. China was afraid of him. North Korea was afraid of him.
I don't think so.
Look at what's going on with North Korea, by the way. He said Russia was afraid
Yeah,
of him.
shit's fucked over there,
ended
isn't
the
it?
Nord Stream 2 pipeline,
Yeah.
and Biden put
It's
it back
Obama.
on day 1, but he ended the XL pipeline. The
Yeah.
XL pipeline.
The
In our
extra
country,
large
Keystone.
he ended that, but he let the
It's
Russians
called the
go
Keystone.
pipeline going
It's
all
called the
through Europe and
Keystone
heading into
pipeline, by the
Germany,
way.
The biggest pipeline in the world. Look, Victor Orban.
The
Biggest
XL.
conservative pipeline,
said it.
maybe even
He said
ever.
the most respected, most feared
A lot of people are
person
saying this.
is Donald Trump. We had no problem.
Not sure if that's true, but they're saying it.
But when this weak, pathetic man that you saw at a debate just a few months ago, that if he weren't in that debate, he'd be running instead of her. She got no votes. He got
excuse-
14
Biden is
million
not
votes.
in
What
this
you
room
did,
right now.
You talk about a threat to democracy. He got 14 million votes, and they threw him out of office. And you know what?
Well,
I'll
he
give you a
stepped
little
down.
Secret. He hates her. He can't stand
He told me behind your back. He calls you a bitch behind your back.
0 votes. And when she ran, she
We
was the
talk
first one to
frequently.
leave
The
because
delegates
she failed.
were caucus to her because they voted for the party. They didn't vote for the candidate.
Your time
I
is up.
think we're
Thank
going to
you.
do very well.
We've got a lot more to get to.
Turning now to
They
the
caucused for
Israel-Hamas
her.
war and the hostages who are still
They
being held,
cocked her.
Americans among them. Vice President Harris, in December, you said, quote, Israel has a right to defend itself, but you added, quote, it matters how, saying international humanitarian law must be respected. Israel must do more to protect innocent civilians.
Is that the first time she's looked worried this entire time?
Oh, shit. Oh, she's pissing herself.
Nearly 100 hostages remain. Just last week, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said there's not a deal in the making. President Biden has not been able to break through the stalemate. How would you do it?
Well, let's understand how we got here.
Yeah, how
On
do you solve all
October
that shit,
7th,
dumbass?
Ah!
organization,
That's how we got here, guys.
1,200 Israelis. Many of them young people who were simply
Yeah, that'd
attending a
suck, wouldn't it?
concert. Women were horribly raped. And
Yes.
so absolutely, I said then, I say
I mean,
now,
no, but
Israel has a right
Well-
to defend itself. We would.
That's the entire history
And
of
how it
Israel
does
and
so
Palestine.
matters.
Let's give it to them. Let's give, yeah, the existent, you know, they've not been in conflict before 11 months ago.
Killed. Children, mothers. What
Children,
we know
mothers?
Is that this war must end. It must end
Yeah, but, like, how?
immediately, and the way it will end.
You know,
is
when
we need a
Palestine is like,
ceasefire
you know,
deal, and we need
just
the
a-
hostages out. And so we will continue
Did
to
Trump
work
just roll his
around
eyes at
the
that?
clock on that.
Trump just rolled his eyes at
Work
that.
around the clock,
We
also
need to end war,
understanding
but
that
like
we
the
must
question was how to
chart
end
a
the war.
course for a two-state solution. And in that
Yeah, it's going to
solution,
become another
we must
state
see
when it's just rubble and
security
it's just
for
a,
the
you know,
Israeli
just a
people and
wasteland
Israel and an
of
equal
desert.
measure for the Palestinians.
And then you can put your
But the
solar
one thing I will
panels there.
assure
You put the windmills in there, yeah.
I
Oh,
will
there- yeah.
always give Israel the ability to defend itself, in particular as it relates to Iran and any threat that Iran
gives
and
a
its
fuck?
proxies pose to Israel. But we must
just realized I
have
don't give a
two-state
shit about any of this.
where we can
That will be
rebuild
Trump's
Gaza,
response.
where the Palestinians
Can we just trade
have
Israel?
security,
We'll put Israel in
self-determination,
like,
and the dignity they so
you know,
rightfully deserve.
Australia or
How
something.
did you negotiate with Netanyahu?
And then no, Israel can have
punch
like
him in the face.
and prevent the killing of more
Israel can have
innocent
Point
civilians.
Roberts in Washington.
It would have never started.
And then
If I were
Palestine can
president,
have
Russia
Manhattan.
Would have never, ever. I know Putin very well. He would have never.
The
Yeah.
Muppets take Manhattan.
If I were
Putin
president, there never would have
have gone
began
into
a war
Ukraine
between
and killed
Palestine and Israel.
millions of people.
Yeah.
When you
Never
add it
would
up,
have began,
far
which
worse than
of course
people
it began on
understand what's going
October
on over
7th.
there.
Yes.
But when she mentions about Israel, all of a sudden,
What does Putin have to
she
do with
hates
this
Israel.
conversation?
She wouldn't even meet with Netanyahu.
No, because he's a
to make
piece
very
of shit
important speech.
fucking-
She refused to be
Well,
there
she
because
wouldn't. He
was
wouldn't
an
meet with her
Israeli
either because he has warrants out for
I
his
mean-
arrest in international court.
She hates Israel.
And I mean, she also
If
just
she's
said that
president,
they have the
I
right to
believe
defend
that
themselves and
Israel
all
will
that
not
shit. So like,
exist within 2 years
You didn't
from
hear
now,
that.
and I've been pretty good at predictions.
They
I hope I'm
edited
wrong
that
about
out.
That one. She hates Israel. At the same time,
She
in her
hates
own way,
Israel. Biden hates her. You know, it's all just negativity with the Democratic Party. Anyways,
Why can't everyone
fuck
just
the
get along?
immigrants.
Jewish
She hates
people,
Israel, points that out as a
will be gone.
negative.
It would have never happened. Iran was
She
broke.
hates
like
Israel.
Donald Trump.
She
Trump-
does.
Iran has $300
Trump would have won
billion
the debate
because
if
they
she-
took off
if
all
he
the
just said,
sanctions that I had.
"What the fuck is she
Iran
talking
had no
about?"
money for Hamas or Hezbollah or any
She
of
have said
the
that to
28
everything.
different,
Yeah.
I ain't
spheres
reading all
of
that shit.
terror, and they are spheres of terror, horrible terror. They
Terror?
had no money. It was a big story, and you
Terror
know it.
strong.
You covered it very
Fears
well,
of the
actually.
Torah.
They had no money for terror.
Wait.
They were broke.
Terror.
Now they're a rich nation.
Who is
and
Terra?
Nobody could
what
hire
they
Terra
is they
Strong.
spread
Fears
it
They can't
out.
have
terror.
terror. They have no dirt
Look
money.
at what's
The
happening
voice
with
of
the
Twilight
Houthis
Sparkle
and
from
Yemen.
They
Look
can't-
at what's
No, I know
Can't
who
buy
Tara
soil.
Strong is.
This would have never happened. I will get
She's
that
too
settled
expensive.
and fast, and I'll get the war with Ukraine and Russia ended. If I'm president,
Who gives a
Even
fuck?
rela-
That's
that
old
isn't
news.
even related at all.
Because he was gonna have Russia take over
Vice
Ukraine.
President Harris, he says you hate Israel.
That's absolutely not true. I have my entire
I do.
career and life supported Israel and the Israeli people. He knows that.
I hate
Her
him.
popularity just went down 10 points there. I absolutely
Is this a
do
Who
not.
Loves Israel More
Which is,
contest?
it is very
Well, yeah,
well
they have to write their
known
like little love
that
letters to fucking
Donald Trump is
Netanyahu.
weak and
That's
wrong
the only
on
thing that
national
they agree on,
security
but they have to
and
be
foreign
angry at
policy.
each other.
It is well known
No,
that
there's
he
been several
admires
things they agreed on,
dictators,
and
wants to
when
be a
she says the
dictator
same
on
thing
day
as
one
him, he goes back and disagrees with it.
well known that he said of
When he
Putin
said that
that
she was
he
against
can
defund
do
the
whatever
police,
hell
that's
he
not a
wants in
policy
going
he
to
has.
Ukraine. It is well known that he said when Russia went into Ukraine, it was brilliant. It is well known he
It was a
exchanged
pretty smart move,
love
I'd say.
letters with Kim Jong Un. And it
Oh,
is absolutely well known that these dictators and autocrats are rooting for you to be president again because
a
they're
Rudy
so
Giuliani.
they can manipulate you. With
He's the worst
flattery
dictator of
and
them all.
favors.
Never thought it'd be him.
And that is why
I did.
so many military leaders who you have worked with have told me you are a disgrace. That is why we understand that
They
we
called you
have
a
to
bitch
have
behind your
president
back.
who is not consistently weak and wrong on
I hear all the
national security,
gossip.
including the importance of upholding and respecting in highest
This
regard
is-
our military.
Vice
I'll be
President
honest with you, this is weaker than the Biden and Trump debate of 2020.
Weak or national security
I don't know if you
by
guys
allowing
watched that one,
every
but that one
nation
was like
last
so
month
much stronger.
For the year, 168 different
Well, it's
countries.
because Trump's just
sending
getting, like,
people into our
destroyed right
country. Their crime rates are way
Well,
down.
no, in
Putin
the
endorsed her last week. Said,
in
"I
the
hope
debate
she
in
wins."
2020, he got destroyed even harder by
Because what he's
Biden. Like
coming up with
everything he
is
said, Biden had like a
incredible.
response
It
to.
wouldn't have happened with
And
me.
then
But
4
the
years
problem
later,
that
he was like,
Biden, like
Other
swallowed a
countries think
pineapple
that they're
before he went on
weak
stage.
And incompetent, and they are. They're grossly incompetent.
well, that was
And I just asked one
2024.
question. Why does Biden go in and kill the Keystone Pipeline
Oh, he's got it right now. Someone in like his earpiece has told him, "Hey, dumbass, it's the Keystone Pipeline." What the hell's the XL pipeline?
Ineffective. And Biden, by the way,
Finally sent the correction through his butt plug.
Oh.
A lot of issues to
They
get
killed the feed.
Right back with much more of this
No.
historic ABC News presidential debate from the National Constitution
I don't think
Center
this
for
is
White
very
House.
historic.
Kamala just screamed a slur, so they had to cut a commercial.
I don't think this is very historic. I think the
Kamala just called Trump the N-word.
I think the one previous to this is way more significant. This one's probably gonna just be yeah, this happened.
No, you.
Nothing notable has happened.
Yeah, we haven't talked about anything.
Do not Pluto TV or Paramount.
So we got 2 bingos. That's more than I thought we would get.
Is that what a bingo is? 1 square?
Yes.
Well, to be fair, you did put build the wall on there, which...
Well, that's part of our history, you know. Our whole universe was in a hot, dense state.
I could see. Wait. I could see 9/11 or freeing the slaves.
9/11 could come up. Well, 9/11's tomorrow.
Adolf Hitler.
You are.
I thought.
Yeah, it did.
Why haven't they mentioned the Bronze Age?
Why haven't they mentioned the Bronze Show?
It did.
They did say David.
It did?
Did we count that?
No, wait, no, it didn't. I was confusing it with a trial that I saw earlier today on Court TV.
When are they gonna mention Neanderthals develop tools?
This is a cool commercial we're seeing.
Repealing prohibition.
Imagine that this is just what the
How come you have
people.
it turned off? The
Cause it's just commercials.
I'm suddenly compelled to buy Pluto TV.
Don't worry, it's free.
To be fair, I think that the channel will die if we actually show visuals for this. So
I've been showing a few visuals. I just kind of fade in and out. You know, I'm not showing like the whole thing.
Okay.
It's the same thing I did last time. I don't know why this is news to you.
Wait, Joe Biden dropped out.
What? When?
Wait a minute. Chris Rock got smacked at the Oscars.
Wait, you're telling me that wasn't Joe Biden on the stage?
Biden just got elected.
Is anyone saying... I say it's... well, Hood Rat just said, I guess it's halftime, commercial break. I say it's not as exciting as I hoped for. Oh my god.
Damn, Kendrick's performance sucks.
Hood Rat also, you know, who isn't Derek Savage. He's just, you know, someone that's being represented by Derek Savage. Trump needs to calm down.
Oh,
dot.
Hood Rat's having second thoughts.
I agree, but I get it.
Radicalized.
It's a 3-on-1 debate. It is a 3-on-1.
Yeah, it's a 3-on-1. Chris Christie versus...
Calm down! He needs to stay focused on the economy and the crime. Oh no.
Wait, you want him to be less animated? Have you seen him so far?
Yeah, he's been fucking straight up lethargic, dude. I don't know what the hell. I don't know what his deal is. I stepped away and something must have happened. She is... Uh-oh. Well, if Hood Rat says that she is smacking him here, then...
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I have a reliable source.
Also, this... I don't know what this is referring to. I would love to hear what his answer would have been if he was up there on stage. It should be a state issue. She has been...
He's live tweeting the debate.
Yeah, he is. Only a... Trump don't need prep. He is that good. Really.
Damn, his mood shifted very quickly.
He got disappointed quick.
He's like the DJ academics of Donald Trump.
You didn't put the Big Bang on here.
Okay, so they are...
Oh my god, how could I forget?
They are taking the you know...
Taking their sweet-ass time.
Does that sound familiar?
That was I think that was a good reversal, I guess. Because you know, they're going to take that and put that on their merch now as like some sort of ironic, I'm owning you bullshit bumblefuck thing. Okay, sassy ass man. They just straight up just don't like him.
And that was supposed to be the moment, right?
He thought
Is this American Psycho?
No fear.
Do not be afraid of Patrick Bateman. He's a nice guy.
That is crazy though. He interrupted to say, "I'm talking now," to say that Kamala is giving immigrants in prison trans operations.
Yeah, what a sentence that was.
He cut her off to say, "I'm talking now."
Here again.
Oh
David
God.
Moore and Lindsay Davis.
David Moore.
Well, here we go again.
Debate tonight.
David
We're going to
Show,
continue here, and
the
I want to turn
blonde
to
show.
the war in Ukraine. We're now 2.5 years into this conflict. Mr. President, it has been the position of the Biden administration.
There's a delay in the
that we
audio
must
on the
defend
feed, by the
Ukraine
way.
from
That's not
Russia,
us.
From Vladimir Putin.
0 out of
Their
10.
sovereignty, their democracy.
They're ready to
It's
cut the
America's
feed
best
before.
interest to do so.
Do you
And
remember
if
when we
Putin
were
wins,
watching
he
the
may be emboldened to move
debate
even
between
further
like
into other
in the
countries.
Republican primary,
He
and
said he
it
would solve
suddenly
this
like
war in
everyone was
24
just
hours.
talking
He said
over
so
each other
just
and just
before the
cuts the
break tonight.
commercial
How
suddenly.
exactly
Then everyone's
would you
like,
do that? And I want to ask you a
all
very simple
kind and
question,
polite
Do you
with
want
proper
I think more
decorum.
debate should be
to win
like
this
that.
war?
I want the war to
Everyone's like
stop.
literally
I wanna say
screaming at each
goodbye.
other from their
They're
podiums, and then it
being
cuts suddenly
uselessly-
to commercial.
people being
Like they
killed
got
by
the cattle
millions,
prod out.
it's the millions.
See,
It's
stuff
so
like that
much
is
worse
missing from this
than the
debate.
numbers that you're getting, which are fake numbers.
Which are
Look,
face.
We're in for 250 billion
The
more.
audio is not
Because
synced.
they
I'm
don't-
gonna
Billion
refresh
more.
it, see if that fixes it. I don't know if that's ABC News or if that's us.
It probably is.
50 to 275
Oh,
billion.
we're good.
To 100
Okay, it was
to
us then.
150.
Oops.
They should be forced to equalize.
Forced
With
to
that
have
being said,
trans
I want to
operations.
get the war settled. I know
I don't know.
Zelensky
prison.
very well,
Is
and
that
I
a
know
joke?
Putin very well. I have a good relationship, and they
Whoa!
respect.
Whoa! No! Did he just said he had a good relationship with Putin?
To be fair, that hasn't stopped people.
That's-
After he said it, like,
that's a
35
clip!
times.
That's a clip! You've given them a clip, Trump.
It's a clip that already existed.
Well, there's another one. It's
Oh,
also
like
in
10
one
different
sentence.
clips.
I have a good relationship with Putin. But is she
I've
gonna
never
pick it
had
up? Is
sexual
she gonna pick up on
relations
him?
In fact, when I saw Putin after I left, unfortunately left because our country has gone to hell. But after I left, when I saw him building up soldiers, he did it after I left. I said, oh, he must be negotiating. It must be a good, strong point of negotiation. Well, it wasn't, because Biden had no idea how to talk to him.
It wasn't
I could've swore
negotiating.
Putin
He was
had good
negotiating by starting a war. It was just a rebuttal. God.
I have a great relationship with the guy who invaded a
It
country.
was being sarcastic.
And we have a president that we don't even know if he's. Where is
He
our
wouldn't do
president?
such a thing.
We don't even know if he's a president.
And just to clarify
They
here,
threw him out of a campaign like a dog.
We don't even
know. Is he our president? But we have a president.
Yes.
Mr.
Calm
President,
down,
Yes.
Doesn't know he's alive.
your time is up.
He doesn't.
Just to clarify in the question, do you believe it's in the U.S.
Didn't
best
Biden give, like,
interest
interviews
for
today?
Ukraine to win this war? Yes or no?
I think it's the U.S. best interest to get this war finished and just get it done.
All right.
Just
Negotiate a deal.
right away,
Okay,
Ukraine.
Stop all of these human lives from being destroyed.
I want to take this to Vice President Harris. I want to get your thoughts
And
on
he will do that.
support for Ukraine in this moment, but also as Commander-in-Chief, if elected, how would you deal with Vladimir Putin, and would it be any different from what we're seeing from President Biden?
Well,
Boxing
first of
match.
all, it's important to remind the former president you're not running
keep
against Joe
first of
Biden,
all
you're
in
running
themselves.
against me.
True.
I believe the reason that Donald Trump says that this war would be over within 24 hours is because he would just give it up. And that's not who we are as Americans. Let's understand what happened here.
Nuh-uh.
I actually met with Zelensky a few days
Brag.
before Russia
I'll be right back.
invaded, tried through
okay.
force to change
Knocking over Coke
territorial
cans as he
boundaries,
leaves.
to defy one of the most important international rules and norms, which is the importance
We're
of
almost done with
sovereignty
the
and
debate.
territorial integrity.
Yeah.
And I met with President
they-
Zelensky. I shared with him
Didn't they say there were
American
2 commercial
intelligence
breaks?
about how he could defend
They're
himself.
supposed to be.
Days later, I went to NATO's eastern flank, to Poland and Romania. And through the work that I and others did, we brought 50 countries
Oh yeah, they
together
never
to
mentioned
support
that Netanyahu
Ukraine
is
in its
a real,
righteous
actual,
defense.
legal war criminal
And
now.
because of our support, because of the air defense, the ammunition, the artillery, the javelins, the Abrams tanks that we have provided.
You know, this
Ukraine
is fucking
stands as
boring,
an
though, to be
independent
honest.
and free
This,
country.
yeah.
If
this is
Donald
gonna
Trump were
have
president,
this is gonna have
Okay.
no effect on the polls.
Oh no, no, she's saying
understand what that
she's
would
saying that
mean,
in Ukraine, us
Putin's
giving
agenda is
the
not just
bad
about
people
Ukraine.
weapons is a bad thing, but she's also
Understand
supporting
why the
Israel.
European allies and our
Well,
NATO
Ukraine
allies
is the more popular candidate here
you are
between
no
Ukraine
longer
and Russia
president, and
in
that
popularity
we
polls. Same with Israel.
understand the importance
She
of the
supports whatever the
greatest
fucking
military
polls say.
alliance the world
So
has ever known, which is NATO.
Good.
He's not an idiot.
And what we have done to preserve
Unlike.
the ability of Zelensky and the Ukrainians to fight.
yeah,
for
I have a
their
good relationship with
independence.
Putin.
Otherwise, Putin would be sitting
Yeah,
there
exactly.
with his eyes on the rest of Europe, starting with Poland. And why don't you tell the 800,000 Polish Americans right here in Pennsylvania how quickly you would give up for the sake of favor
The polls, bitch.
and what you think is a friendship
Oh
with
no.
what is known to be a dictator who would eat you for lunch.
President Harris, thank you. We've heard from
Well, what
both
about the
sides.
Haitian
Ukraine tonight.
immigrants?
Afghanistan came up in the last hour. I wanted her to respond to something you said earlier, and now, please, I'll give you a minute here.
Putin would be sitting in Moscow, and he wouldn't have lost 300,000 men. And
He wouldn't have
when
lost
he
300
would have
pounds
been
because he'd be
sitting in
eating me
Moscow-
for lunch.
Quiet, please. He would have been sitting in Moscow, much happier than he is right now.
Would he be a man in Moscow?
He's just sitting.
Would he be a stranger in Moscow?
So is he just? He's just sitting.
Watching TV.
I like that
Just
reference.
sitting, man.
Maybe he'll use them, and maybe he hasn't been that threatening. But
Kamala
he does
HQ
have
has already posted
something
because
we
of the
don't even
debate.
like
It's
to talk
actually
about.
over.
Nobody likes to
Mhm.
talk
So
about it.
over.
But just
So he would just be nice if I was president, really.
Yeah.
It's almost like he's more amicable with me or something.
Because everything they said
Like
was
this has the
weak and
implication that, like, you know, he's cool with Putin, like, you know, they're buddies.
Never started. She was the emissary. They sent her into
I don't know what the fuck that means, Chief.
Zelensky and Putin.
So disgusting.
And she
Zelensky
did.
got
And
the
war
purple
started
clan and
3
then he
days
ate
later.
it.
And that's the kind of talent we have with her. She's worse than Biden, in my opinion. I think
Didn't he
he's the
say he
worst
was gonna
president in
respond
the
to
history of
something
our
and ask her a
country.
question?
She goes down as the worst vice
I think they
president
gave up
in the
on
history
that.
of our country. But let me tell you
Okay,
something.
buddy.
She is a
killing yourself.
No, Trump said he was gonna ask her a question, and he gave her a minute. The fucking moderator, man.
the invasion.
President Trump, thank you. You did bring up something. You
Thank
said you went
you.
to negotiate with Vladimir Putin. Vice President Harris, have you ever met Vladimir Putin? Can you clarify tonight?
Yet again, I said it at the beginning of this debate, you're going to hear a bunch of lies coming from this fella. And that is another one. When I went to meet
Wow,
with
you
President
called
Zelensky,
that
I
one.
met with him over
Donald
5
Trump,
times.
you know, who would have guessed?
The reality is
Usually
it
he's
has
such a
been
straight
about
shooter, you know?
standing as America always
Usually
should,
he's straight.
as a leader upholding international
But
rules
apparently
and
Putin's eating him
norms,
alive.
as a leader who shows strength, understanding that the alliances we have around the world are dependent on our ability to look out for our friends and not favor our enemies because you adore strongmen instead of caring about democracy. And that is very much
Wrong
what
men.
is at stake here. The President of the United
11
States
and
is
12 angry
commander in
men.
chief. And the American people have a right
One
to
happy
No, he's not. He's not commander-in-chief, jackass.
understands the significance of America's role and responsibility in terms of ensuring that there is
There we go.
stability and ensuring we stand up for our principles and not sell them for the benefit of personal flattery.
We've talked about Ukraine and Vladimir Putin. I do want to talk about Afghanistan. It came up in the first hour of this debate.
Okay.
I want to move on to Afghanistan.
Stoltenberg said Trump did the most amazing thing I've ever seen. He got these
Really?
countries, the
Didn't
28
even-
countries at
didn't
the
even get
time,
to ask the
pay
question.
up. He said, I've never seen. He's
Who
the head
gives
of
a
NATO.
fuck, dude?
He said, I've never seen.
Dude, you
For years,
died
money-
45 minutes ago.
NATO.
Are you
We've
dumb?
ripped off
Are you too
European
stupid?
nations, both on trade and
You
on
died.
I got them to
Kamala
pay up
died
by
5
saying
years
one of the
ago. It's
statements
time
you
to
made
move on.
before.
She
If
did
you don't
so much.
pay
The accident wasn't your fault.
Otherwise, we would have never gotten it. He said it was one of the
Kamala
most
died and his
incredible jobs
Mute-
he's
mute
ever
his
seen
microphone.
done.
So, like,
Thank you. I want to
She was
tell you
replaced by
Afghanistan
Billy
came up
Shears.
in the first hour of the debate, and we witnessed a poignant
I
moment.
mean,
there
he
in
gets
Capitol
picked
Hill
up by the
honoring
ambient
those who died
mics in the room
in the chaotic
anyways.
withdrawal from Afghanistan. I do want to ask the Vice President, do you believe you bear any responsibility in the way that withdrawal played out?
Well, I will tell you, I agreed with President Biden's decision to pull out of Afghanistan. 4 presidents
here's the thing, is that so many more people, so many American, citizens died when they were in Afghanistan, obviously, right? More than withdrawing them. Like, that's such a stupid perspective. Like, the conservatives don't give a fuck about the thousands of Americans that died there actually, in combat over in Afghanistan. But when they were getting pulled out, and when the Taliban was, going more fucking hardcore on them because of that, and more of them died, relatively, compared to the last 5 years where nothing fucking happened. Like, how dumb. They have no principles.
The negotiation involved the Taliban getting
the school is just running wild.
Taliban terrorists released.
Teacher, leave those kids alone.
And the president at the time invited the Taliban to Camp David, a place of significance for us as Americans, a place where we
Camp David, that place.
A lot of David representation. I like that.
Should we be putting the Braun show on the bingo?
And this.
What the hell's Camp David?
Former president.
You're fucking stupid.
Invited them.
Oh, okay. I know what this is.
Yeah, I'll just say that you're stupid because I don't know off the top of my head.
You'll know what it is if you look it up.
You're a dumbass too, then, Bronze.
I know. I'm able to admit to that.
I'm not. I was being sarcastic.
How he has consistently disparaged and demeaned
members
of our military,
what was that?
Soldiers, and the work that we must do to uphold the strength.
He looks like Elmo when he's getting mad. Like
America around the world.
Vice President Harris, thank you. President Trump, your response to
reminds me of the Alamo.
The negotiations with the Taliban.
So
he didn't even let him finish the sentence. Yeah, thank you. My turn to talk. Yep. Yoink.
Our soldiers.
I'm talking now.
We need to put him in a soundproof chamber.
Because the Taliban.
The rules for the next debate will be that the moderator's mic is
I
muted.
almost expect him to not say Taliban correctly.
Taliban.
Or like not say that word.
Tailban. The anti-furry.
Like say a different word.
And I told him, don't do it anymore. You do it anymore.
Like Taliban or something.
And he said, why do you send me a picture
the
of my
Taliban. He would say that.
Whoa. He sent the guy a picture of his house. He sent the guy that he took out in the Middle East a picture of his house. He goes, why you send me a picture of my house? He's like, you're gonna have to figure that out. He dropped.
I sent him his social security number.
Yeah, you better wise up or I'm gonna drop your docs, buddy.
$85 billion worth of
pizza deliveries will be going to
your house. How many times has the word billion been mentioned?
At least a billion.
Big number. I can't understand how big a billion is, so it must be a bad thing.
They didn't do it. The agreement was terminated by us because
God, he is
they
screaming.
didn't do what they were supposed
They
to
didn't do it, and that's the motion for didn't do, by the way.
And in my opinion,
in sign
the most
language.
embarrassing moment in the history of our country. And by the way, Russia attacked Ukraine.
Worst thing that's ever happened in America.
Yeah.
She and her boss are.
President Trump, thank
you. She's
I'll
mystified.
move on now to race and politics in this country.
I'll move on
Mr.
now.
President, you recently said of Vice President Harris, quote, I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black.
Oh.
I want to ask a bigger
The
picture
fuck
question
does
here
that
tonight.
mean?
Why do you believe it's appropriate to weigh in on the racial identity of your opponent?
I don't, and I don't care.
But you did it!
I don't care.
But you did!
But you did!
A big deal out of something. I couldn't care less.
Oh no! He's crumbling. I don't care!
Sarcastic.
I don't know. I mean, all I can say is
Oh, this is bad. This is bad.
Say that.
That she put out, and I'll say that, and then
I don't care!
She was black.
I don't give a shit!
Don't you see how much I don't care?
Vice President Harris, your thoughts on this?
I think it's, I mean, honestly, I think it's a tragedy that we have someone who wants to be president who has consistently, over the course of his career,
Trying to like
attempted
speculate
to use race
on.
to divide the American people. Yeah, get fucked. You know, I do believe that the vast majority.
Although, did they adjust like the color balance on this or something to make her look as white as him or as orange? Because like they look. Because like her background looks darker.
Let's remember.
I think the saturation is off on both of these cameras.
And he owned land, he owned buildings, And
I didn't
he was
own buildings.
investigated because he refused to rent property.
I'm
to
surprised
black
9/11 didn't get brought up in
Let's remember,
Afghanistan,
this is
though.
the same individual who took out a full-page ad in the New York Times calling for the execution of 5 young Black and Latino boys who were innocent, the Central Park 5.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Took out a full-page ad calling for their execution. This is the same individual who spread
he's just gonna say
birther
no
lies
to
about
that.
the first
I
Black
accidentally muted
president of the
myself. I
United
never
States.
apologized.
Yeah.
And I think the American people
And the
want
only
better
black
than
president of the United
want
States.
better than this.
Never.
Want better than this? He's nodding his head. Oh no!
Yeah, no, I get it.
The bullshit's creeping in.
A friend. We see
He has
in
to show
each
he's
other
paying
a
attention.
neighbor. We don't want a leader who is
You already
constantly
did the thing where he chuckles to
trying
himself
have
and shakes his
Americans
head.
point their fingers at each other. I meet with people all the time.
Just a single
who
tear
tell
just
me,
rolls down his cheek.
Can we please just have discourse
He does
about
the
how
Shinji
we're
chair
going to
pose.
invest in the
It's
aspirations
made-
Camera turns
and the
black and
ambitions
white.
and the
It's
dreams
made out
of
of
the
butter.
American people. Knowing that regardless of people's color or the language their grandmother speaks, we all have the same dreams
Their
and
grandmother
aspirations
speaks.
and want a president who invests in those, not
Kamala's
in hate
grandmother
and
single?
division.
Vice President Harris, thank you. Lindsay?
President Trump, this
Here,
is
I'll
now
look it
your
up.
3rd time.
This is the most divisive presidency
What the fuck?
in the history of
You're
our
not in
country.
charge here.
There's never been anything like it. They're destroying our country.
Okay, this is how it works, Trump. You get to say something, then Kamala responds to it.
When a lot of people, including Mayor Bloomberg, agreed
And
with
then
me
the
on
next
the
time,
Central Park,
Kamala
they
says
admitted,
something, and then
they
you
said
respond
they
to
pled
it.
guilty.
And then they cut you
They
off.
said,
That's-
well, they pled guilty. They badly hurt a person, killed
Like
a
when
person.
you drink too
ultimately.
much and you're at a
They
bar.
pled guilty. Then they pled, we're not guilty. But this is
He doesn't drink too much, but the women he fucks does.
So they were
drink
goaded
one
into
drink.
giving a false confession, so they should be executed. And I was right for saying
In
that.
the history of the world, and I'm going to build it again. It's going to be bigger, better, and stronger.
Building back better?
Destroying our economy.
Building
They have
back
no
better.
idea what a good
Throwing it
economy
back
Build,
better.
destroy.
Their oil policies.
Destroy, build,
every
destroy.
single
Big
policy.
Andrew
And
WK
remember
fan.
this,
Destroy
she
to
is
enjoy.
Biden. You know, she's trying to get away from Biden. I don't know the gentleman. She says she is Biden.
Yeah, she
The
said that.
worst inflation
She is
we've
Biden.
ever
Biden.
had, A horrible economy because
I don't think it's the worst inflation we've had either. The 1920s called.
Can't get away with that.
We don't have any fucking regulations on
Clearly,
corporations.
I am not Joe Biden, and I am certainly not.
Are you
Donald
sure?
Oh, okay.
And what I do offer
She
is
just
a
rips
new
off her like
generation of
mask and
leadership
fucking.
One who
I am
believes
Chris
Surprise,
Christie.
motherfucker.
in what is possible. One who brings a sense of optimism about what we can do instead of always disparaging the American people. I believe in what we can do to
No, I will continue to do that.
strengthen our small
I believe
businesses,
in a
which
thing
is
called
why
love,
I have a
2008
plan.
by
Let's
the
talk
Dark.
about our
He just
plans.
rolled his eyes at he rolls his eyes at like the worst possible moments.
I have a plan to give startup businesses $50,000 tax deduction.
I just
to
like.
pursue
I just want to
Yeah,
go
we
back
got
to.
that already.
their
I just want to go back to when he, when he was asked, why did you like speculate on Kamala's race? He goes, I don't know. I don't care. I don't care. I don't know why I said that.
I'm an idiot.
I'm a liar.
Not so many words, but or actually more words than that. But I'm an
I
idiot.
lie.
What has been fleeting in terms of the American dream by offering a help with down payment of $25,000
Help with Down
payment
syndrome.
assistance for first-time home buyers.
20% more.
That's the kind of conversation I believe, David, that people really want tonight.
David.
As opposed
Me?
to a conversation that is constantly
They're speaking right
about
to you.
belittling and laying
Hey,
harm.
listen up.
Let's
Donald
turn the
Trump turns to the
page
camera and
and
says
move
my full name and
Thank you.
address.
Let's turn to policy.
Donald Trump turns to the camera and says the exact name and time you'll die.
To defund the police. She has a plan.
She literally
Oh, now it's bad. Oh, now it is bad. Okay.
Plan to not allow fracking in Pennsylvania or anywhere
To
else.
flung to the.
That's what her plan is until
Cut his mic.
I just need
Lindsay,
to
go ahead.
respond because
Trump,
no, the
President
former
Trump.
president has said
No, I'm
something
sorry.
twice that I need to
No,
respond to.
I'm sorry.
I
We're
just
gonna
need to
move on,
respond
Vice
one
President
time
Harris.
to what he has
President
said
Trump, this
multiple
is
times.
now your
We only
third
have like a
time
couple
running
minutes
for
left.
president.
She's
You
like-
long vowed to repeal
I like that
Affordable
he's like,
Care
yes, I'll take it.
also
Like,
known as
guys, we can't
Obamacare.
function when both of us are talking at the same time. So let me talk.
Unless we can do something much better. Last month, you said, quote, we're working on it. So tonight, 9 years after
I'm
you
working
first
on it.
started running, do you
Working
have
on
a
it.
plan? And can you tell us what
Don't
it is?
He's
work
working
on
on
it.
it.
Healthcare was lousy healthcare. Always was.
Doing it.
It's not very good today. And what I said, that if we come up with something, and we are working on things.
If we come
we're
up
gonna
with
do it,
something.
and we're going to replace it.
If we come up with
remember
it.
this, I inherited
In the meantime.
Obamacare because Democrats wouldn't change it.
I
They wouldn't vote
uploaded
for
it. I'm gonna
They were
unload it.
unanimous. They wouldn't vote to change it. If they would have done that, we would have had a much better plan than Obamacare. But the Democrats came up. They wouldn't vote for it.
Don't you, like,
I
fix
had
the
a choice
things
to
that
make
you have
when I was
problems with?
president. Do I save it and make
Sorry?
it as good as it can be?
Why
Never
doesn't
gonna
he
be
like
great,
fix the things that
or
he has
do
problems
I
with?
let it rot? And
I mean,
felt I
he's
had
still
an
thinking about it.
obligation, even though politically it would have been good to just let it rot and let it go away. I decided, and I told my people. the
Derek
top
Savage
people,
has
and
gone
they're very good
AFK.
people. I
He's
have a lot
just
of good people in
raging
this
right now.
administration.
Oh, no.
I think he gave up.
The bad ones. We had some real bad ones too, and so do they. They have really bad ones. The
Hoduat's
difference is they don't
gonna
get
like
rid of
turn
them.
his
Let me just
profile picture
explain.
black.
I had a choice to make. Do I save it and make it as good as it can be, or do I let it?
It's a real
rot?
trolley
I
problem here
saved
you've been
it. I
presented
did
with.
The right thing.
Yeah.
But it's still never going to be great, and it's too expensive for people.
Should one sell his soul for eternal youth?
If we can come up with a plan that's going to
That is what I ask. Oscar Wilde, author of The Picture of Dorian Gray.
Then I would absolutely do it. But until then, I'd run it.
Often erroneously titled The Portrait of Dorian
I
Gray.
have concepts of a plan.
Oh my god.
I'm working on it.
We're working on it, bitch.
I'm working on it.
Go work on it.
It's better and less expensive.
What's the plan? Well, I
And
have
there are
concepts of a
concepts and
plan.
Options we have to do
That is his answer
And
to
you'll
any
be
like
hearing about it in
specifics.
the
Like,
not
I
too
have an
distant future.
idea.
I'm working on it.
Harris, in
Oh, shit.
2017, you supported Bernie Sanders' proposal to do away with private insurance and create a government-run healthcare system.
Kamala
2
had
years
another
later, you
gamer slip
proposed a
there.
plan that included a private insurance option. What is your plan today?
Well,
This
first
is
of all,
the
I
first bad
absolutely
thing.
What the fuck are you
supported
gonna
over
do
the
about it?
last 4 years as vice president, private healthcare options, but what we need to do is maintain
private
equal
healthcare,
affordable care.
make-
But I'll get to that, Lindsay. I just need to respond to a previous point that the former president has made. I've made very clear my position on fracking, and then this business about taking everyone's guns away. Tim Walz and I are both gun owners. We're not taking anybody's guns.
Oh!
Continuous lying about this stuff.
I mean, you
In fact,
can't
I
own a
have-
gun anyways, because you're a felon.
Understand, just look at the history to know where
That
people
would have been the
stand.
killer if
When
she
Donald
went,
Trump was
unlike
president,
you, the felon.
60 times he tried to get rid of the Affordable Care Act.
Imagine he goes, no, I own
60
many guns.
times. I
And
was a
just gets
senator
arrested on
at the
television.
time.
I have a gun!
When I will never forget.
It's right
It's right
here.
here.
It might help a lot
Up
that
for a
she
vote in the
said
United
that.
States Senate. And the late, great John McCain
Late great
Hannibal
Hannibal
Lecter.
Lecter.
That is a good
as
reference.
being, you don't like him, you said, at the time because he got caught. He was an American hero. The late, great John McCain, I will never forget that.
Unlike
night,
Hannibal Lecter, who
walked
did not
onto the
get
Senate
caught.
floor and said, no,
He is
you
still
don't.
late great.
No, you don't. No, you don't get rid of the Affordable Care Act. You have
Nuh-uh.
no plan.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, he
What
said
the
nuh-uh.
Affordable Care Act has done is eliminate the ability of insurance companies to deny people with pre-existing conditions. I don't have to tell the people
Imagine.
watching tonight. You remember what that was like? Remember when an insurance
Nah, that
company
was like over
denied
2 years ago.
If a
I
child
have
had
goldfish
asthma,
memory.
if someone was a
Shit, I'm
breast
out of mug.
cancer survivor, if a
What's
grandparent
really funny
had
is
died,
all of you are too young
And
to really
thankfully,
know
as
what
I've
that
been
was
vice
like.
president
Yeah.
and CEO
up.
This is what's fucking
No, you
stupid.
literally are.
Siri.
This is what's fucked up. All right, here's what's fucked up about this is that there's so many like elderly people that support, you know, Trump that wants to get rid of the Affordable Care Act that benefit directly from it. There are people on food stamps that want to support Trump.
Yeah, they wouldn't have health care because they have pre-existing conditions.
What if that happens where, you know, it gets erased and then they die of a fucking preventable heart condition because they can't afford it because they're stupid?
And then they can't vote, and then Biden wins.
of those who can afford it. And the plan has to be
No, King Kamala.
to strengthen the Affordable
She
Care Act,
transitions to a
not
man
get
to
rid of
become
it.
to win.
Fastest
President
prologue
Harris,
in
thank
terms
you.
of where
Becomes
Donald
Joe
Trump
Biden.
stands
He's
on
forced
that.
to
I wanna move to an
transition
issue
to a
that's
man.
important for a
She
lot
made a
of
mistake. At number one, John McCain fought
Stop
Game
letting him
board.
for
speak.
10 years. But it wasn't only him. It were all of the Democrats that kept it going.
It were the
And you know
Democrats.
what?
It's where all the Democrats.
We could do much better than Obamacare. Much less money. But
We have a
she
plan,
won't
I think.
improve
I mean, he said this 8 years ago when he said he wanted to replace Obamacare, and people went, well, hey, no, I like Obamacare. It's like, oh, it's going to be Trump care, and then Trump care never happened.
She wants everybody to be on government insurance where you wait 6 months for an operation that you need immediately.
President Trump, thank you. We have another issue that I'd like to get to.
Shut up,
please. Americans, in particular, younger
please.
Voters, and that's climate change. President Trump,
we're on a time crunch, and
dude, do we have fucking time for climate change? Who gives a fuck?
Vice President Harris, you call climate change an existential threat. The question to you both tonight.
We are officially running into overtime right now, by the way.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised.
1 minute for you each.
Well,
This might be an all-night endeavor.
1 minute for you each, but you both do it at the same time.
What we know is that it is very real. You ask anyone who lives in a state
Could you do like rap Godspeed? We need to get through
extreme
this.
weather occurrences, who now is either being denied home insurance or it's being jacked up. You ask anybody who has been the victim of what that means in terms of losing their home, having nowhere to go. We know that we can actually deal with this issue. The young people of America care deeply about this issue. And I am proud that as Vice President over the last 4 years, we have invested $1 trillion in a clean energy economy, while we have also increased domestic gas production to historic levels.
Increased domestic gas prices.
Over 800,000
Take
new
that.
manufacturing jobs while
Damn.
I have been Vice President.
I don't know.
We have
I'm working with
invested
what I
in
got,
clean energy
Bruns.
to the point that we are opening
It's
up
so cool how
factories around
she's
the world. Donald Trump said he was
letting
gonna
the good
create
thing happen while
manufacturing jobs. He
continuing to
lost
let the bad thing
manufacturing
happen.
jobs.
That's so great.
And I'm also proud to have the endorsement of the United Auto Workers and Sean Fain, who also know that part of building
the fuck
a
is
clean
Sean
energy
Fain?
economy includes
You know.
investing in American-made products, American
He invented
automobiles.
gas.
It includes growing
He invented the
what
printing
we can
press.
do around American manufacturing
Eli
and
Whitney.
opening up auto plants, not closing them
You'll
like
see
happened
Siri
under
good.
Donald Trump.
Vice President Harris, thank you.
That didn't happen under Donald Trump. Let me just tell you, they lost 10,000 manufacturing jobs
Okay.
this last month.
Not true.
It's going. They're all
He's such a liar. He just makes
they're
things
building
up.
big auto plants
That
in
he just
Mexico,
totally spun that out of
places
nothing, by the way.
owned
That's
by
based on
China.
nothing.
They're building these massive plants, and they think they're going to sell their cars into the United States because of
Building
these
massive
people.
plants.
What they have given to China is unbelievable. But we're not going to let that. We'll put tariffs on those cars so
We're
they can't
gonna
come
let
into
that.
our country because they will kill.
We're not gonna take it.
And any auto worker, whether it's in Detroit or South Carolina
This has
or
nothing
any
to
other
do with the
place,
question being
what
asked.
they've done to business and manufacturing.
Come on, the
in this
printing press
country
is about to get
is
attention, I'm sure.
Horrible.
It
We
has
have
to.
Nothing
This
because
is the
they
worst thing
refuse-
since the
you know,
invention of the
Biden
printing
doesn't
press.
go after people because supposedly China paid him millions of dollars. He's afraid to
This
do
is
it.
just like the
between
sinking
him and
of the
Supposedly.
Titanic.
They get all this money from Ukraine.
He
They
like
get all this money from
he
all
just
of these different
he's yelling.
countries, and then
He
you
is
wonder,
yelling
why is
right
he
now.
so loyal to this
I think
one
Hoodrat
man,
was
Ukraine,
right.
China?
Maybe he does
Why
need to
is he-
calm down.
Why did he get $3.5 million?
Why the hell did he get $3.5 million?
Why did she pay him $3.5 million?
To
This
make
is a
to make
crooked
midpoint Americana.
And they're selling our country down the tubes.
President Trump, thank you.
Selling our country down the
We'll be
tubes.
right
I
back.
gave
Closing
I
statements
gave
from both
Joseph
of our candidates. A historic
$35.
night, this ABC
Oh
News
my
presidential
God.
debate from Philadelphia. Back in a
All right.
Wait, do we
Okay.
have more?
Yeah.
How do we
Just
do
a break.
It's still happening.
This is commercial
Still
number
going.
2.
How do we
Yeah.
feel?
All right.
How
What
how-
is
how are we-
left?
He
how are
got
we in the room here?
Go to the bathroom.
he got riled the fuck up there.
He's
like
yelling like for most of this.
he was well. I mean, especially then, like that's when I really noticed. Like he's yelling, like he
Yeah.
like when he got pushed into the corner there about asking about her race. He's like, I don't know, I don't care. Like I don't know.
That's not something I care about. That's why I said that I cared.
What do you think, Daniel?
Yeah, no, bro, he's in high. He's in like goddamn.
In heat.
He's in heat.
Hot water.
Shame.
What the fuck did you just say, Bronze?
Well,
Don't
Daniel
say
said
that
it, not
shit
me.
again. Don't say that again. I heard that.
That explains it.
Trending.
All right. Well,
She is Biden.
it seems like half of his tweets in his lifetime are just.
I agree.
I agree. I want to hear what his perfect answer would have been.
All right, Phil wants to be my friend on Snapchat.
Do it.
I don't know who Phil is.
Add him and then call him.
No, I'm on my phone, so it wouldn't even be funny.
Damn it.
Well, if we can't trust a guy named Phil, then who can we trust?
Phil Hartman.
Dr.
Senior
Phil.
Sunrise.
The
Jovi,
Fairly Odd Parents?
Jovi, you're a junior.
Yo, 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 Hood Rat here, and it's time for the debate. Who you got, Trump or Kamala? Last name Trump or first name Kamala? You can have Trump or Harris or Kamala.
And nobody knows Harris. That's what Trump said. Nobody knows Harris.
You hang out with me, and let's see what's happening.
Do you think
Kamala.
Trump's getting his dick sucked right now?
What does this have to do with anything? Does he think?
I mean, he is in heat.
Does he?
What the fuck
Does he?
is going on?
Does he think that she's gonna see this as like, fuck, God damn it?
Hood Rat is right.
She's gonna be
I like how
tilted right before
he wrote
the
that
debate.
like an anime villain speech.
I apologize if I
Kamala.
sound so jaded right now. It's just this whole, this subject is like very.
Which subject?
Yeah, no, we get it.
It's tiring.
I mean, why'd you join the damn?
Well, let's lighten up a bit. Daniel, do you think that Trump has been getting the answers sent to him through a vibrator in his anus?
Like that one chess player.
That's why
I
he
mean,
keeps
the only thing that
chuckling.
he'd be able to get is like Morse code, and there's no
Yeah.
way he understands Morse code.
No, he learned Morse code for this. I trust him.
You think he's smart enough for that?
He's used to it.
I don't think he's smart enough for that.
Why did you have to go on the degeneracy?
I don't think he's smart enough for
Because I'm
ask
blocked
by Morse code. I'm
on the
sorry.
normal.
Why are you blocked on Trapped Official or no Spiteful Productions?
I don't know. I'm
Charles
checking
Martin,
in.
eh?
Wait.
What does Charles Martin have to say about the debate?
Wait, he has you blocked? What did you do?
Yeah, I don't know.
You pissed him off somehow.
This has to stop.
Get blocked by Elon Musk without getting banned. He had me.
I'm glad that Cool Cat has finally put his foot down on this highly contentious issue on the school shootings. They do have to stop.
I'm glad we got his opinion.
Remember the person I told you about that thinks that Halloween is like satanic, even though she did like heroin?
That wasn't satanic.
Which is not a problem at all. She also thinks that the Georgia school shooter is trans, and that's like a huge problem and everything. And like
Derek
like,
Savage.
Of course they are.
Derek Savage is asking people to buy him this guitar for $235.
I'm glad he
I'd
took the
buy it.
time to respond in the replies to users.
Let me see the
like I
guitar.
did.
Let me see the guitar. Let me see the price. Go back.
Don't boss me around. There's 4 available.
What
You
brand?
have $1,000.
What brand is it?
Um,
Can you find like the headstock?
is there a?
Why does he crop the headstock out of all these?
All of
Yeah,
these
all
photos have it.
the headstock is.
I don't think this is a real guitar.
Yeah.
Is this
Tomorrow I'm doing 9/11.
Oh.
Yeah, Biden said he's doing 9/11 tomorrow.
The time has come for closing statements. and
Someone
Vice
should
President
stop his
Pence,
ass.
we begin with you.
The time is coming.
We're too busy focusing on this debate. We're ignoring
If
the
you
real
guys-
issue.
Different visions for our country.
If you guys are confused, by the way, that's like a quote where Biden misspoke and said that he's gonna do 9/11 tomorrow. Like that's just what you do.
Investing in small businesses, in new families, in what we can do around protecting seniors.
Are
what
these the
we can
closing
do that
statements?
is about
Yeah.
Yeah.
Giving hardworking folks a break and bringing down the cost of living. I believe in what we can do together. That is about sustaining America's standing in
She
the
is
world
very
and ensuring that we
fluent
have
when
the
she talks. Like
respect
she's very
that we so
eloquent. I'm
rightly
very
deserve,
surprised.
She
including
like
Not
knows how to
elderly.
speak
respecting
publicly.
our military and ensuring we have the most lethal fighting force in the world.
What?
I will be a
I
president
want
who
to
will
kill
protect our fundamental
as many
rights
as
and
possible.
freedoms,
That was a
including the
that
right
was a
of a woman
weird
to make
that was
decisions
a
about
out
her
of left
own
field
body
statement
and
there.
not have her
Make sure
government
we have
tell her
Lethal
what to
Weapon
do.
3.
I'll tell you, I started my career as a prosecutor. I
2
was a
billion
DA,
nuclear
I was an
bombs.
attorney
I thought you
general,
started your
a
career
United
as a
States senator,
McDonald's
and now
employee.
vice president. I've only had one client.
Millions
the
and
people.
millions of cigarettes.
And I'll tell you, as a prosecutor,
Millions and
I
millions
never
of fries.
asked a victim or a witness, are you a Republican or a Democrat? The only thing I
You know
ever
what I
asked
have
them,
asked?
are you
Why are
okay?
you black?
And that's
Why-
the kind of
why
president
are
we
you
need
gay?
right now. Someone
There
who
we go.
cares
See?
about you
Yeah,
and
yeah.
is
You
not
understand the
putting
assignment,
themselves
Bronze.
first.
I get it.
I intend to be a president for all Americans and focus on what we can do over the next 10 and 20 years to build
We will
back
build
up
the
our
printing
country by
press.
investing right now in you, the American people.
Vice President
And it
Harris,
sounds like
thank
that's
you.
all we have for
President
tonight, folks. Good night.
So she just started by saying she's going to do this, she's going to do
No!
all these wonderful things.
He's
This
doing
is-
a rebuttal to the
Why
closing
hasn't she done
statement.
it? She's been
This
there
is
for
your
3.5
opportunity to
years.
connect.
They've had 3.5 years to.
He really just
And
has
you've
nothing
had
but
4.
hatred in his heart.
Is he familiar with the
All
format?
things we talked about. Why
No.
hasn't she done it? She should leave right now. Go down to that beautiful.
didn't get
White
here by
House,
being a
go to the
politician.
Capitol,
He doesn't
get
know
everyone
what
together
to
and the
do.
things
You
you
should
wanna
go
do,
to
but
the
you haven't
Capitol
done it, and you
and
won't
Mike
do
should
it.
march on the
Because
Capitol.
You believe in things that the American people don't believe in. You believe in
This does
things
not
like
You
say
believe
anything
in
about
fairy
you.
we're not gonna
tales?
take fossil fuel. We're not going to do
Fossil
things
fuel.
that are going to make this country strong, whether you like it
Mufasa
or not.
fuel.
Germany tried that, and within 1 year they were back to building normal energy plants. We're not ready
Like
to
we were
like
clo- we were-
nuclear energy.
sacrifice
We
our
were- we
country
were close to
for
Hitler.
the sake of bad
Yeah, we
vision.
were really
But I
close.
just ask one simple question: why didn't she do it?
Are you
We're
going
a
to eat
failing
that?
nation. We're a nation that's in serious decline. We're being laughed at all over the world. All over the world, they're laughed. I know the leaders very well. They're coming to see me. They call me.
Yeah.
We're
And they
laughed
laugh at me?
all over
They're
the
wanting
world.
to
They
see
don't
you?
understand what happened
I
to
don't
us
think
as a
you
nation.
should
We're not
admit
a
that
leader.
the world
We don't
leaders
have
are
any
calling you while
idea
you're
what's
campaigning.
going on. We have wars going on in the Middle East. We have wars going on with
Yeah, we know all
Russia
that.
and Ukraine.
Yeah,
We're
we
gonna end
talked
up
Oh,
about it,
we
don't
do,
worry.
don't we?
and it'll be a war
That's
like
right.
no
About
other
those,
because of
and he's gonna
nuclear
end the
weapons,
wars.
The power of
In
weaponry.
Russia?
I rebuilt our entire military. She gave a lot of it away.
You guys hear
to
the Soviet
Taliban.
Union broke up?
She gave it to Afghanistan. What these
Did you hear they
people have
discovered
done
fire?
To our country, and maybe toughest of all is allowing
What's
millions
fire?
of people to come into our country.
Oh, you're gonna be
Many of
blown
them
away
are
by this.
criminals, and they're destroying our country. The worst president, the worst vice president in the history
I don't think
of
so.
our country.
President Trump, thank you. And that is our ABC News presidential
His
debate
closing
from
statement
here
was
in
just
the
all about
National
Kamala.
Constitution Center. I'm Lindsay Davis.
And I'm David Muir. Thank you for watching here in the
Oh
U.S.
my
and all over the
God.
world.
Oh yeah, and one more thing.
What an awful
We have one more surprise just for you. Metroid Prime 4.
And we are here live
Was he yelling
on
something?
ABC with our
He said thank you so much, and then they just, oh my god.
You're
Runs over,
fucking
starts
kidding me.
strangling her.
That sucked. That was
That was
boring as hell.
Incredibly boring.
Now, I do want to say,
This was just an This was just an hour and a half of Kamala like brutalizing Trump.
yeah, I do want to say,
I don't
it's
think
a
this was
good
such a
thing.
change from last time.
I think it's a good thing that this is boring.
I don't think this was anywhere near. This wasn't.
Yeah, but is this gonna persuade anyone one way or the other?
She had some good quips, but she didn't do bad at all. She didn't fuck up at all.
She did good, except for the times that she fucked up by saying
I
things
didn't see
about
her fuck up.
Palestine and about the
Oh, no, it's
Didn't have any
happening
major
again.
like
fuel
didn't
and
have any
about climate
major
change and
campaign-ending fuck-ups.
saying
Yeah,
that
she didn't fuck up anything.
Well,
fully
neither did
respects
Trump.
Israel.
Neither Trump didn't really have any career. I mean, I guess he can't really at this point.
I mean, he did
the
not-
guy,
he didn't
the
do
guy tried to
anything
do
new.
a fucking coup, and he's still, trying to run for president. So like,
He didn't do anything new. I think that's the problem.
I mean, he kind of stammered and stumbled around when they asked him about
I
the
don't
Kamala
care!
race thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Trump definitely fucked up majorly though with like the I don't care and like he seems overly emotional,
Yeah.
which a lot of the moderates
I
are
mean,
not.
Derek
He seemed
Savage
kind of
noticed
like
that.
a weak beta male. So we'll wait to see how that plays out.
I mean, Derek Savage noticed that he's getting, he's getting worked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think this is gonna have any effect on the polls one way or the other.
Yeah, it's
I
not in
think
Trump's favor. It's not in Trump's favor.
I could
That's
see
for
it
sure.
swinging. I could see it swinging undecided people either way. Honestly.
Well, I think. Well, I mean, well, if that's the case, then materially it doesn't affect the polls. But I don't think.
I mean, yeah. In terms of like single issue voters, I feel like there were certain things that Kamala said that might not be great.
Yeah, but there are no single issue Republicans. Republicans are just bought into an identity now.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah.
There aren't
There
moderate
really- there aren't-
Republicans.
We don't have Republicans anymore. We have
There aren't
MAGA.
undecided. There aren't undecided conservatives.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, that's where we're at, guys. I mean, you heard it here first on Degeneracy Live.
That's a sign of the times.
We will be. There's gonna.
I think, personally, I am not worried about the future.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I feel like
it wasn't
a
disaster. It was just
yeah,
boring.
that put my mind more at ease than it has been. Because, like, Kamala, like, said words and they, like, conveyed meaning.
That is true,
Which is a
and
good
that's
thing.
a lot to ask for.
She had some really good quips.
Yeah.
I don't think
She did the face.
I don't think she had like 2 moments where like you could clip it for a
The
campaign.
late great
but, like,
John McCain.
But like, I don't know. There wasn't anything that was like a total like, oh my god, like brutal
I mean,
takedown. Like
the thing you gotta remember is that epic owns aren't the thing that should make you win. Like clips on Twitter is not the thing that should make you
But it
win
does.
the
That's
presidency.
the thing.
But it's what it
Because
is.
It's an optics game. That's why Trump wins debates. Wins debate.
Yeah.
Well, that's why he won against.
just lost this one.
Well, that's why he won against
Yeah,
Biden
he didn't
because
have
Trump
good
was able to
optics at the time.
steamroll over Biden, and you know Biden was able to bumblefuck around.
Biden was correct in his debate. It didn't matter because
Well,
Biden was awful.
He tried to save face afterwards and go like, "Well, I mean, he lied 27 times during the debate." It's like you never mentioned that once. And there was a few times where she directly confronted him on things that he said, and even the moderators did that too, which is nice. But
Just went nuh-uh most of the time.
Shaking his head.
that's not true. I never said that about the Charlottesville riot. It was like there's literally video of it. Like
Shaking my head listening to Kamala Harris to let everyone know I disagree.
I don't know.
I
don't-
feel like that could have gone worse.
I don't think it even went bad. This is the thing.
Transgender operations on imprisoned illegal aliens.
That was kind of crazy.
That was so stupid.
But like, there's
Why
nothing.
Why did they keep putting his microphone back on?
Well, it's because the rules don't apply, I guess. Like, what was the point of even putting the fucking rules in? It was like when they'd have an audience.
I'm glad they
and-
didn't have an audience this time.
Well, it's like when before they'd have an audience, and then the audience would go wild, and they'd be like, "Hey, stop it, audience!" Is it? Well, they don't need to be. Why do you have them there?
Yeah, there doesn't.
Put them in a fucking stationery closet. All right. Is there anything else? Any closing statements from anyone?
I mean, we were commenting like the whole time, so we really.
I was trying to. I couldn't.
Daniel has a
Honestly,
thing.
like it's just a straight shoot from here. I think everybody already knows who's gonna win. I think we already know.
I don't think it's a clean shot because I don't.
No,
think
I
it's-
think-
Well, I don't think it's a. I think it's likely that she wins. I don't think it's a clean shot though, because you know, I don't. I think she's. A little less likely than Hillary to win, and Hillary was like a freak accident, so. I don't know.
No, I think she's better than him. I think she's better.
She is better than Hillary. I'm just saying, like, likelihood of winning.
No, she's better.
Well, better doesn't mean better, more likely.
She's not a cringe old woman.
She is not, and that is true.
That's one of the worst things. If we're talking about it being an optics game,
Why don't you Monopoly go to the polls?
What?
That's the new thing everyone's crazy about, Monopoly Go.
Why don't you brat to the polls?
yeah, everyone's heard of Monopoly Go.
Brap to the
Loser.
polls.
I mean, I will say Kamala did
really like that Brat album.
I mean, the
album
Kamala
sucks.
HQ fucking Twitter page has their banner like in the style of the Brat album.
That album is
what
fucking...
loser would do that?
That album sucks.
Daniel has his banner as the style of...
I'm not judging Daniel here, but like, album is
Way
so
to walk
bad.
it back. Anyway.
No. I mean, a bunch of people did the fucking Brat thing. Whatever, dude. I don't care.
Oh,
Is
yeah,
that JD
I
Vance?
had to do the Brat thing. I had to do the
Wait,
Brat
what does
thing.
JD Vance have to say?
Brat Summer.
Say okay, good.
A national abortion ban. Can you explain the mix-up here?
I was watching Trump or Kamala, or, you know, whatever makes
The president's
sense.
been very clear that he doesn't want a national abortion ban. I think in some ways he finds the question a little bit ridiculous because why are we asking him about legislation that's never going to actually happen, and why he would veto it or not veto it when he says
It's never going to happen because you're never going to get elected.
support a national abortion ban.
Yeah, that's why it won't
These
happen.
policies
That's what he
to be
means.
made by the states. But I think there's a deeper and more important issue here.
Dude,
Who the fuck is
Literally.
this guy? Like,
Trump
actually...
literally said me and JD Vance don't talk.
Is Biden going
I don't blame him.
tomorrow?
Trump is literally like, who the fuck is this guy? Like...
Guys, just quick question. Is Biden going... Because Biden said he's doing 9/11 tomorrow. Is he going to Ground Zero tomorrow?
I don't know what... I don't
Oh,
know
he's
what...
doing 9/11 tomorrow.
Yeah, I know he's doing 9/11, so that probably means he's going to...
You know the new World Trade Center? He's flying a plane into that one.
It's not called the New World Trade Center.
Oh, the
World
I
Trade
built
Center
a bigger
2.
one.
It's not
even
called
bigger.
that, but it is...
The old World Trade Center.
What do you...
I was gonna say, the name New World Trade Center implies the existence of an old World Trade Center.
New World Order.
Are you playing this on stream?
Yeah, I will.
Well, I'm not sure if you're aware, Daniel, but on September 11th,
Yeah, I'm
2001,
gonna say
I witnessed 2 planes.
the old World Trade Center.
I was
The
the only
Twin Towers.
one here who actually saw it happen.
Yeah.
No, I
Siri,
was there.
Siri, for $1 million, what is the name of the current tower for that represents?
It's like One World Trade Center, something like that.
What's it called?
She said.
That's what it's called.
The Freedom Tower.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I actually
Freedom
didn't know
fries.
that. Okay, so we're watching something.
All right.
So for context,
Oh,
Paulie texted me the other day.
Drake's
and
got
I
a new
don't- I
hyperfixation.
want to tell because it's kind of funny. Paulie texted me and went, "Did you prank call me at 6 in the morning?" I went, "No," and he went, "Okay, so the cops called me." This is why.
We're getting ahead of ourselves.
Thank you for calling Elmwood Manor Apartments. This is Morgan speaking. How can I help you?
Hi, Morgan. I'm a tenant here at Elmwood, and I was calling to let you know that in about 25 minutes or so, 3 cement trucks are going to be arriving at my residence, and I was just letting you know that.
Sorry, you said cement trucks?
Yes. Cement trucks.
Is there anybody in this room that hasn't seen this yet?
Daniel hasn't.
Brown. Bronze hasn't.
I'm in
Bronze hasn't seen the full thing.
Building 545 in apartment 2.
The best part is the end, though.
No, this is the best part.
Are they parking on property, or what is the purpose for that?
So I do a successful YouTube channel. It's called Drunken Peasants, and we're doing a stunt where I fill the apartment with cement.
I can't believe the drunken peasants would do this.
I can.
Okay.
It's a good pause.
And it's so it's gonna be a YouTube video, basically. So we're gonna fill the apartment with cement and coat all my possessions in it, and
See what happens.
it's gonna be quite crazy. Tell Mr. Beast to go fuck himself.
Keep giving the game away by saying stuff like that.
It's okay.
A little
I just let you know
confused.
that this is happening. So that way, like, you know, if you see the trucks, hey, you son of a bitch, you don't get away.
Yeah, no, that's definitely not how it would be handled. But yeah, I'm gonna place you on a brief hold and give me just a second, just so that I can kind of coordinate this, okay?
Okay, that's fine.
Whoa. That's the most interesting thing happening right now.
I don't know why that's
kind of
that's
is.
relevant. I mean, I sublet from whoever's there, So I wouldn't be on any documents or anything relevant to it.
Then unfortunately, if you're subletting and didn't go through the leasing office, you're technically squatting.
That's not
You
how
look
that
so
works.
fucking stupid.
We don't have anything on record of that unit being
That's
sublet.
not how that works, by the way.
Under the table for tax purposes.
Unfortunately, that's illegal.
Yeah, but not on his part.
What?
So the trucks are gonna be here in about 20 minutes or so. Now. He just texted me. It's through Ben Pie Construction.
Okay, I'm really hoping this is an absolutely terrible prank.
Terrible.
Excuse me?
Just because.
And it
I'm really
was.
hoping that this is an absolutely terrible prank. Because it's an extremely inflammatory.
A prank where you fill your apartment with.
Inflammatory.
Conditions of Rochester and
It's because of the conditions of Rochester. And
What did she mean by this?
I'm being sublet too. I'm not subletting it myself. I'm not taking a hostile takeover of your apartment building.
Unfortunately, if you are living there under squatters.
That's not how squatters' rights. Oh my god.
Threatening to fill an apartment unit.
It's not a threat.
Threatening.
It's a promise.
Apartment with cement, then I'm going to need to call authorities.
Well, don't do that. I don't know. Like, I think you're blowing this out of proportion. I sublet from.
I think you're blowing
the
me
person
right
that
now.
owns it. I stay there.
We own it.
Well, yes, you own it, and then it's rented to someone, and then he sublets it to me.
Yeah, but there was no legal documentation of it being subletted, and there were no sublet fees paid, that sort of thing. Also, I personally know the resident that lives directly next door, so there isn't a gentleman there either. So, either it's the wrong address, or we're in reference to something very different.
I think we're getting out of hand here.
I think you're blowing me right now.
It's a harmless YouTube stunt.
Harmless.
It's not a big deal. It's not going to cause that much damage. Don't get bitchy about it.
I'm just letting.
He shouldn't have said that.
You're not going to swear.
All right.
You called and said that you were going to fill our property, our legal property, with cement.
I live there.
Which you knew was going to be an statement. And on top of that, you're also being extremely rude to me.
Thanks for the recap, fucking John Madden.
The purpose of the call was other than to create an inflammatory situation.
It's to get you
so
a heads
I'm going to let
up.
you know right now that if the cement trucks do quote unquote show up, and you do feel like cement, there will be legal repercussions for it. So that's
Repercussions.
Where our conversation ends.
No, there won't.
Sorry?
There won't.
Don't do it, Emily.
Nah.
I was just letting you know that that's what's happening. Giving you a heads up on it, so you can't say, "Oh, this was never told to me."
Okay, well, like I said, if it progresses the way that you're quote-unquote saying it's going to, then you know the repercussions for it.
How you fucking use
quote-unquote to quote something I didn't say.
That's
I didn't
not-
say that I was
yeah, that's
saying
not
something to say
quote-unquote.
something. That doesn't make
That's
sense.
not how that works.
Okay, well, this is where I'm going to end the call just because it's becoming very argumentative and it's not progressing. So if you would like to speak to my property manager, I can get you in touch with my district manager, then I'm happy to do that. Otherwise, I am going to end the call now.
I think you have to put me in touch with the district manager.
Okay, let me place you on a brief hold.
All right. What was your name?
My name's Morgan.
Okay. Oh, that's right. Yeah. I know you.
Okay, so pause. Now
I
pause
know
the
you.
pause the video. Pause the video. Pause the video. Take note of her voice. Very calm. You know, not really shook up. Just a normal voice. You know.
He was kind of confused and like, what the
Yeah, a
fuck
little
is
bit
wrong
confused,
with
but there's not much going on with her voice. Keep this in mind for later. This will come up.
This is a tool that will be.
The tone of her voice will come up later.
Please stand a brief hold.
You post those editorials about the state of Rochester, and oh my god.
This is the leasing manager. I hear we have a bit of an issue. Would you please explain it to me?
I don't know if there's an issue. I just called.
You're trying to pour cement into one of our apartments. I believe that's a massive issue, and you accosted one of my personnel.
Whoa, what?
Issue. What is your name?
I was calling to ask what the rates are for the apartments. I was calling to ask if
the apartment, or you do not have any, because from what I understand, you're subletting illegally.
Sorry? No. I never said any of this. I was calling to ask what the rates for. I'm not staying in any apartment. If you stop cutting me off, I'll explain what happened. So I didn't call to ask. There must be some mistake or mix-up here. I was calling to ask what the rates for the apartments are, or what the availability is.
That is not at all. I was listening to the conversation on her end. You were not asking for rates. You were telling her that you're going to pour cement into our apartment.
There must have been some kind of cross connection, or.
What was that?
This is the moment he fucks up. One of them.
If you're interested in rates, may I have your name, please, and your phone number, so I can make sure to contact you if something changes?
Sure thing. My number, not my number. My name is Joseph Simpson, and the number is 518.
No relation.
Oh God! No, you're doing this to Joseph again.
It's not his real name, or not his real name, not his real number. You didn't give his number.
I don't understand why you're backtracking so massively when you put my personnel into a very bad state. You accosted her verbally.
Is she going postal right now?
That you were going to
I never said I was going to be doing something to her.
Not to her, to her property.
And that caused her like massive distress. I'm sorry that happened. I didn't do any of this though.
I'm sorry you felt that way.
Your entire demeanor and the way you were speaking to her, I was sitting directly across from her while you were having the entire conversation.
Ma'am, that's bullshit.
Not good, and I know it is not. I heard the whole thing, and we don't appreciate this.
That's emotion.
Joseph Simpson, if that is your real name, never.
You really had to think about it.
Are you okay?
What you did was completely wrong.
Are you
Absolutely wrong. And you should never, ever do that to somebody. The way you spoke to her, what you said to her, all of those things.
Her voice is like shaky.
Not right in the slightest bit.
I never degraded her.
Now this lady's crying.
Rates for the apartments are. Does these accusations disqualify me? Like I'm legitimately looking for a place to live.
That is not the conversation you had with her. And no, I'm so sorry. We're going to have to say that we're not a good fit then. So we wish you all the best.
Okay.
But never call her again.
So we're not getting married?
If you reject me, fine, that's okay.
Absolutely.
You know, we're conservatives. We have
completely horrible, and the way you acted was disgusting.
We're conservatives.
Directly across from her this entire time.
Oh, you were the person yakking in the back.
So
there must.
Please never call here again. Unfortunately, we are not a good fit.
Okay. You've told me this.
All right. Take care then.
Thank you. You too. I'm sorry about the misunderstanding.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Go ahead. Hang up.
Pause again. Pause again. Keep in mind, the end of the call, slightly confused, normal tone with the other person, not this one. I don't know why she was crying.
She was crying because I accosted her.
Yeah,
apparently. Accosted her over the phone, which is something that necessitates like an interaction face to face.
But Morgan, though, not crying. Keep this in mind. She's not crying. She sounded like a little bit confused and like angry that she had to deal with this shit. Not crying. Play that shit. DJ,
for him to be angry at this.
Spin that shit.
It was disgusting.
DJ, spin that shit.
Go ahead, hang up. Thank you.
Thank you for calling Elmwood Manor Apartments. This is Lee speaking. How may I assist you?
Oh,
her name is Lee. Okay.
I'm so sorry she's unavailable. Is there something I can help
It's a shitty name, by the way. I don't know if you were the person who just spoke to. It's the name of like a regular cunt. With a prank call, and I didn't mean to upset anyone.
You did prank us. That was the most disgusting thing. The things you said to her had her in tears and afraid.
What was she afraid of? I
don't know. Calling the police and pressing charges.
I don't know. For a phone call.
Vile.
I said that I was gonna fill an apartment with cement.
You made her
feel attacked and unsafe.
Nothing I said gave any of that implications. Tell me one thing I said that was threatening. I'm gonna call him back tomorrow. What you're saying is so much.
Call him back right now. Ask if they saw the debate.
More context.
I'm gonna ask
Don't
them.
any of the things happening
Tell
in
me
this
what I
video.
said.
Holly to not do that.
Well, I'm gonna explain what happened after
Honestly,
this.
You know, you are already on things
Tell me what I
fucking
said
right
that
right
made
now
her feel
doing
threatened.
this.
'Cause
Fuck you, dude.
this... I think you're exaggerating a little bit.
Why can none of them say repercussions?
Repercussions. So after this, they apparently, called 911. All those gunshot victims and heart attack victims would have to wait on hold for their turn. And a police officer called me. I didn't pick up the phone because I didn't see it. I didn't have my phone on me at the time. But they called me again and were just like, hey, so they said that you attacked her for her race and threatened her kids?
Threatened the white woman.
And then I was like, I never did anything like that. I can send you a recording of it. It's like, oh, it's okay. You did nothing illegal. Just grow up, dude. Because it's not funny.
Who even was this woman?
Just a random woman
to
that
be
was
fair,
a
I
landlord
concur
of
with that.
Just a landlord of some apartment building.
But
Just some,
he definitely did
it's just
not
literally
do that.
some fucking cunt. That filed a false police report against me.
That he definitely did not do that.
To be fair, it also was not funny.
You laughed. You laughed.
Doesn't mean that the premise of the prank call was funny.
But you laughed at it.
I think pouring cement into an apartment.
Well, it's funny because that's not an appropriate thing that you would ask.
So
that's
insane.
I understand. I don't think that wasting random people's time is funny.
She is a landlord.
She's a landlord.
I'm gonna be
though.
honest. Yeah, the thing is, one landlord of a huge apartment complex, so they're scamming people like crazy. This isn't like a little.
The landlord came into there later. You were just.
Well, the landlord
some
was being
random phone,
the biggest.
Some random phone. Oh, sure. Like
Well, she said. Well, she couldn't articulate.
Morgan did not need to deal with that.
Why was she crying?
Morgan seemed to be the one that lied.
Bronze, can you tell me why Morgan was crying? What did I say that made her cry?
Because the bit was so unfunny that she was moved to tears.
Oh, well, damn it.
She shot herself out of embarrassment.
It would be funny if you took cement trucks to your house and filled it on stream.
Oh, there's an idea.
That would be a good podcast.
But I told him, I'm like, don't call them again because you're already on thin ice.
They deserve it.
No, I mean they.
So call him right now. Leave him a voicemail.
The problem is that they do deserve it for filing a false police report, but the police threw it out because they realized it was bullshit.
Because I didn't commit a crime.
Yeah, so all they did was call you.
Drake has Saul Goodman on speed dial, so I say you leave him a voicemail.
So it doesn't matter at this point. Like they're not able to do anything.
Maybe I'll show up to the actual building.
They're probably pissed that they can't do anything, and you should take that as a win.
That's fair. I just want to hear them talk about the police report, I guess. I wish there was a way I could be a fly on the wall there.
We do anything.
I called RPD about it. That's Rochester Police Department for you newbies. To see if I could see the police report, but they just said, "Oh, just come down to the station and ask for it." I'm not gonna. It's fucking 60 miles away.
Yeah, an hour.
Should I call them and be like, "Hi, I'm an independent reporter."
Do not call the police department saying that you're an.
No, not the fucking.
I mean, if anyone wants to has any questions for them.
No.
If anyone has any questions,
just leave it.
It's not harassment. He didn't threaten or repeatedly call.
Well, if they have a question for her.
Well, I'm looking at what Bronze posted. He didn't threaten or repeatedly call.
He did repeatedly call.
He
called back and apologized. That is quite.
That's not harassment.
That is quite literally the opposite
I don't
of
think
harassment.
Drake said I'm sorry.
I did say I'm sorry.
Again, that'd be a different story.
Well, Bronze, you're saying this like a police officer didn't say that it wasn't
They
illegal.
said one prank phone call can be problematic.
Hanging up immediately after a call is also harassment, apparently.
Hey, if you keep doing that, sure.
To be fair, I didn't read this at all. I just saw that it said prank calls were illegal in New York, and I wanted to laugh at you.
Legal Beagle.
The Legal Beagle.
Yeah, how about trademark infringement? Check that page.
Yeah, prank calling is like completely legal in Indiana unless you like get on the phone and say, "I'm gonna bring a gun to your like where you're."
Well, that's just menacing someone.
Because there are like a lot of harassment laws in New York, so I'm not surprised that it's illegal.
You guys have convinced me. I'm not gonna contact them again. I'll let them have their peace. I got what I wanted.
I do a lot of prank call. And
Kamala here. I just got off the debate stage, and I'm asking you to add a $20 donation to support our campaign.
Okay, man.
Bitch.
You should.
Yeah, I have all that stuff.
Get off my fucking phone, bitch.
If you're gonna prank call somebody, Kamala's the one to do it.
I have mute everyone else's microphones. I'm the one on the podium.
I'm talking now.
I'm talking now. I do a lot of prank calls, and I was doing one for this place called Meyer. If anyone else lives in the
I'm
Midwest.
familiar.
I am.
Yeah. So I prank call them, and you know the menu that like is like an automated menu that you have to like out loud speak to, not like type anything into. You speak to it. So I'm
That's so
trying
convenient.
to get. It's not. I'm trying to.
Did you stop the stream?
Oh,
No, it's
please
still
don't
going.
stop screaming. I'm trying to get to the deli, and I just am screaming deli, and they eventually connect me, and the guy goes, "Were you screaming deli to the robot?" I go, "Yeah," and he's like, "Okay, what'd you need?" I went, So I was just there.
I forgot the point of this prank. Go ahead.
I was just there, and I bought myself some fucking steak for tonight, and there's some green goop in it. Do I eat the green goop or do I return it? They're like, "Oh yeah, you can return it if you got a receipt." And I went, sorry, I got hungry because I couldn't eat. I didn't know if I should eat the steak, so I ate the receipt.
Wow.
And they went, "Oh."
Now that's even funnier than the last one.
Okay, I like that.
They tell me, they're like, "Who sold it to you if there's green goop in it?" I was like, "Oh, the mythical goblin that goes there." And
yeah,
they just
Dave.
went,
That's how you go too far.
and they went, "No mythical goblin works here." And I was like, "Oh."
Oh, okay.
Must be a different Meyer.
So I hang up the phone. I actually walk in with the steak, and they just look at me, and I go, "Yeah, is the mythical goblin here?" And they tell me to get the fuck out.
What the heck? You're so random.
They didn't tell me that. They told me to get out, though. They told me to get out.
That was disgusting. You are disgusting beyond all reasoning. There will be repercussions.
My race, and you threaten my kids.
Why did? Okay, Bronze. Why did she say that though? That I threatened her race? How the hell would I know her race over the fucking phone?
The white woman. That is such a dude. She is a white.
She had to have been white.
I mean,
Morgan.
From what I could tell, the manager could only hear her end of the conversation.
So she just lied.
I think either Morgan lied or she just made some shit up.
Yeah, the manager.
But then
assumed
why
that Drake
did
was
Morgan
saying-
make something up to get upset at herself?
The manager assumed that Drake was saying we're gonna pour cement on the white race.
And also, they didn't seem to understand that I wasn't subletting the apartment. I was getting the apartment subletted to me.
They also didn't seem to understand that wasn't true.
Also, that wasn't fucking happening. You gullible piece of shit.
It was being sarcastic.
But I
just get mad.
Okay. All right. Well.
All right, end the stream. I don't want to deal with you guys anymore. Fuck off.
Fuck you guys. Good night,
That's all,
everyone.
folks.
Thank you so
End this
much.
shit. Fuck you. Fuck you, Drake. I fucking hate you guys.
Not yet. Not yet. No, we can still talk.
Okay.
No, end the stream. End the stream, pal.
I mean, I think we're.
Yeah, I think we're done. I think you should listen to your wife. Listen to your wife.
It's been 3 hours.
Yeah, listen to mommy. Listen to
Now that
mommy.
we're done.
Can you
I can
stop
finally
flip
say
a
all my
coin?
favorite words.
Listen to mommy, Drake.
All right.